Wagwaglers, before we start today's amazing episode of Have a Word, we need to tell you about our Patreon, which is the biggest Patreon in UK comedy.
Yes, it is. Not only do you get early access to public episodes, discount on merch, and all that sort of jazz, there's different benefits for each different tier you sign up for, starting at just £3 a month, which, as we've always said, is less than the price of a fancy coffee. The big thing, though, you get an extra bonus episode of this every single week. It's between an hour and a half of top shelf bullshit. We save our best stuff for the Patreon episodes, and it's only available at patreon.com/haveawordpod.
And we've got the full back catalogue of every weekly Patreon exclusive going back to May 2020. And on top of that, the Patreon exclusives, all the lock-ins, the ghost hunt, the live show, and we've got more shit coming.
We really have. Patreon.com/haveawordpod. Sign up from just £3 a month. Support us. You get more stuff. Everyone's a winner. Now fucking go and do it. Now.
And enjoy today's episode, because it's
gonna be a belter.
Yeah.
Got this cold at the minute, and it's giving me this like deep voice.
It's giving me a hard dick.
Yeah.
Keep
like
talking.
Barry White.
Yeah.
Barry Black.
Yeah, I'm fucking Barry White.
No, I'm Barry Black, because he's black, and he's called Barry White.
Right.
So I'm white, so I'm Barry Black.
Barry Black.
Barry Black.
Okay. Sounds like the most shit, like, computer-generated fucking player name on Football Manager. Why? What's going on? You're just not very
Got
well.
the super flu.
Oh,
The super cold.
can't just be flu. It's got to be fucking super flu, lad. You've got that fucking super flu. What is this bullshit super flu?
It's just a cold that's a bit inconvenient.
Right. So it's like a cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
the tweets. I'm really cold and I'm not well, but it's not COVID. What is it? It's just being not well.
It's a cold.
Yeah. People think it's either COVID or not. No.
I've needed to sneeze since 9 a.m. and it just won't come.
Oh, it's in there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
horrible.
fucking awful.
Oh,
Oh, do you need some pepper or something? Or is that a little bit like old school? Like, if you sniff some pepper, doesn't that make you sneeze?
Are you like a witch from the 1800s?
I don't think so. I
Some
think I just saw cartoons.
Oh, you mean to sneeze with? I thought you meant to like bake it into a medicine.
No, I didn't mean like
I have
sweet red pepper. What are you making fucking pasta? I meant black pepper. Hey, Barry Black, I got your pepper, bro.
The best thing to do to sneeze is someone to spin and heel kick you in the face.
I don't think you've any right to talk about needing to sneeze. You've sounded like you've needed to sneeze since like September last year.
No one spin and heel kick me in the face.
I think Carl just wants to kick me in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a hell of a Patreon exclusive, isn't it?
I love sneezing. Sneezing's fire.
I don't think you've ever sneezed properly.
I sneeze loads.
Really?
Yeah. You trying to fucking start a fight? Get off your back at once.
Sneezing, they reckon, is 1/8 of a cum, don't they?
What?
Sneezing is 1/8 of a cum.
Is it?
Like, serotonin-wise.
Serotonin-wise?
Like, in your brain, you get like 1/8 of the
Yeah.
the gratification you would get from a good old jizz on some tits.
What if you sneeze 8 times in a row?
What?
What's nice? What if
You
you
cum?
You cum.
You have to have a cigarette. Fucking hell. Sat next to a flower that's giving you the sneeze. You're like, bloody hell. Worth the fucking hay fever with you, kid. Best fucking daffodil I've ever had.
Sneezing's just inconvenient for people around you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun. Unless you bruise your rib in any way. I remember, like, that's not good.
Do you say gesundheit?
No, because I'm not a paedophile anymore. Gesundheit. Stay away from the school, mate. Okay, shoes.
Do you say bless you? Or bless your cotton socks?
I say cunt. No.
Bless your cotton socks.
Bless your cotton
Fucking
socks.
great if someone sneezed near you and you went, cunt!
I think sneezing's, it's like loaded now, isn't it? Like before it was like, all right. Now everyone's like, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fun. My gran used to get, she fucking died when I was like 19, 20 years old, but she used to get on a roll. And that's why I said about the 8 sneezes in a row. No. Oh, Finn, that's so fucking weird.
Finn just sneezed off camera.
Jesus, you're allergic to chat about my dead gran. She used to get a roll on, so it'd be like one and then another, and she could literally go 10, 15 sneezes, which was just, I remember that on like a bus coming back from town as a kid going, this is fucking great fun. As people are like, are you all right? She's like, ka-doo, ka-doo, like a dump valve on a fucking Vauxhall Nova.
So what you're saying is 15 sneezes. Sometimes you watch your nan come nearly twice.
That's exactly what I was saying. And the weird thing
Multiple
is...
orgasms?
The weird thing is, even as a kid, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking as a young child, a young innocent child. I was like, fucking hell, Gran, you're not on holiday.
We say bless you for the first one, save you for the second one, and I can't afford to. I don't know why.
Do you?
Who says this?
Seneca said, I don't know, her mum's Irish and she says all weird shit.
Yeah.
So I've caught it now. So now if we sneeze 3 times, like we're trying to get 3 in a row.
Bless you, save you.
Because I can't afford to.
Because I can't afford to. It's good that,
I know it's an Irish thing, but like...
Got some new merch coming there. Why am I having a go at Carl? I just clocked myself going, he's been really nice to me recently. Yeah, fuck off. Bless you, save you, because I can't afford to. 4 fucking sneezes and you're dead.
That's it.
But I'm enjoying my voice. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking maybe like I should start to sing.
Barry Black songs. 1975, I bought you an album.
What's a Barry White song?
Oh, my darling, I can't get enough of your love, baby.
Darling,
Lower.
can't get enough of your love.
There you go. You were too high. Now I got a little dick twitch. No. It's like my nana on a bus. She got a dick twitch. One more sneeze. She'd be pressing the bus. Ding, 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 ding. I'm gonna get off at the next stop. I already have. Go on, do it again. Can't
Can't get enough of your love, babe. My darling.
Lower, go lower.
Barry White deaf.
Barry Black after the stroke. Oh God. Can't get enough of your love, baby.
No, but you know when you watch like musicians live and they do it slightly different and a bit sort of
live. Yeah. In a studio, different. Like Barry was like, in 1975 we bought you an album. Like live he was like, Barry's had a stroke. Barry's had another stroke. Fat cunt's had another stroke. Barry White songs. Come on, Finn, you're a musician.
Do you reckon there's any other
You don't?
podcast in the history of the world that is called Barry White, a fat cunt before lunchtime?
Your little toes don't know the last my everything. That's Barry White.
Yeah.
Just the way you are.
You've got to go deeper though.
Luther Vandross. I could be him.
You don't know any Luther. You just thought of a big fat black man.
No, Luther Vandross sings Dance With Your Father, doesn't he?
What? How does that one go?
Dear Lord, she's dying. Dance with my father again.
Right. I don't know. I just did your mum like that or something?
No, I like
It's very X Factor song.
Right,
Isn't
yeah,
it?
that checks out.
It's like everyone never sings it.
It's basically...
Can you sing it? Can someone sing it where he's not doing the...
Back when I was a child, I danced with my mother and me, and then my father would lift me high.
Hey, invoices for all the kitchen roll you need, ladies, because must be pretty damp down there. My father.
That was quite good.
Yeah. I still don't recognise
It's
the
a tune.
song.
It's about his dead dad.
Hang on, what's the Luther Vandross song that there is a more famous one though, isn't it? Can we get Luther Vandross?
The best things in life are free.
Life are free. Except houses.
Bulletproof.
They're dead good.
Bulletproof was Luther Vandross.
Yeah, that song doesn't hold any weight, really, does it? The best things in life are free. Pasties are a couple of quid.
But a free pasty?
Yeah, but they don't really exist, do they? Unless you steal it.
No, yeah. You'd be suspicious if someone was
Maybe
like,
that
on the
song-
street went, lad, do you want a free pasty? You'd be like, no. Oh, can I give you something for it? No. We're just like giving out pasties. Best things in life are free, eh? Like hepatitis C. I'm joking. Enjoy your pasty. A little bit flaky. Some of it's pastry. Some of it's me. Sorry, it's too far. That was too far.
It's one of those songs where, like, if you don't think about the lyrics, you can be like, oh yeah, the best things life are free.
Ooh.
Like love and having a piss when you need one. But like,
pissing.
Oh, that's true. Having a piss when you need one is very little cost. Unless you're at like a Ponzi railway station where they're like, it's 20p.
the best piss in the world is after the cinema when you've held it in for the whole film and you've got like a full ice blast and a large Coke in your bladder.
No, but when you need a piss too much, have you ever been on a long drive and you're like, I have needed a piss for the last 25 minutes or something, and you're just like, I can't be arsed, there's no service station, so you get there, and then you start weeing, and it's sort of a relief, but your dick's like, I've been holding this in for so long, yeah. It doesn't happen, like it's not the most fun piss.
It's slow.
It's like it's almost like your dick's going, I'm sorry, I've been holding it in now, I can't release.
Are you at the age where you don't finish your piss in one go? How old's that?
Are you coming back at me, bro? This is what it's about, yeah? Bless you, bless me, and bless my fucking family. That's what we say, me and Theriker, because we're fucking both gay.
We're from Bristol.
That was very West Country.
Was it? I was trying to do... Yeah, all right, I'll give you that. Bless you, bless me, fuck my life.
Do you know there is...
No, I'm not, thanks, Carl.
Just asking. I don't know what age that is. That's 60.
I think I've lost aim of my dick, though.
Aim? You aim with your hand?
I'm a bit worried about my aim. So I've been a lot of splash in the last couple of years.
Do you aim into the water or onto the porcelain?
I've been struggling to hit either. Just a lot of like, I've just getting a lot of like, what's happened there?
Oh, you haven't got a hood, have you? It must be that easy for you.
I don't know what's happening. It's like my dick's like,
I know exactly what it is. I've got cum stuck in the pipe and it's making it go off with
it might even be fluff, but it's happening a lot. It's to the point where I'm like, do I need to start doing sit-down wheeze more often? And that is a point where...
Yeah, good though.
Yeah, but you shouldn't need to do it. Like in the night, have you ever done this when you wake up for a piss in the night? Especially because we've got kids, so you can't be like banging around. You've got to just keep it quite quiet. And sometimes putting the light on the landing is too much light. The doors are open and it's a problem. So I honestly think, I know it sounds like I'm an old fucker, but sometimes, middle of the night, if you've had a beer, sit down piss is sort of a safe option. Am I on my own there?
Yeah, or you have to aim at the water so that you can hear that you're hitting the toilet and you're not just pissing all over the floor.
Genuinely, it's just I've lost.
Stay nodding away there. Like, yeah.
You piss in a plant pot? In the corner
I've been officially.
You've been cancelled?
I've had a few warnings recently. I can't talk about my sex life on episodes, even Patreon, because we've got some dads from to school that are patrons. So Laura's like, I cannot know that, I can't handle that. And also, like, that's full warning. And she even went, you've been better recently. I was like, okay.
She's checking.
Yeah, she watches. Hi, babe, you all right? Love you. And
is that you kissing her asshole?
I'd love to.
Before bed?
Oh, I'm not allowed to talk about it. Oh, this is a
good night.
This is a quandary, isn't it?
Do you know what you need to do?
This is a quandary. I've been told not to talk about it, but it's come up after conversation. I'd love to. I'd snuffle for truffles.
Invent a hypothetical girlfriend that you're talking about, not Laura. If I was to have...
Yeah. Oh,
Bruce.
What, if Laura's gone? Anyway, she's... Bruce. Jeez. All right, it's 2-2 now. Leave me, Carl.
That's her surname. It's Fiona Bruce.
Can you imagine if you're fucking Fiona Bruce? Imagine. The plant pot. I'm not allowed to pee in the plant pot anymore. I've had a full yellow card on that. That's not allowed anymore. So I am trying to get to the bathroom. It is a full 4-meter walk. Sometimes I still can't be asked.
Can you poo in the plant pot still, though?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, of course.
That's just soil. That's just nutrients for the plant, isn't it?
Yeah, if anything, it's fertilizer. Yeah. Take the plant out, shit underneath it. Another's died.
He'd kill plants.
I am a little bit worried about my dick aim. I'm worried about my dick aim. Is it because it's small and it doesn't know what I can't? Like...
Are you holding it?
Yeah, but it's just there's a little bit of like sprinkler effect.
Is it like soaker on a hose? Are there different things?
Oh, you've got the different. Yeah,
soakers.
Maybe I just need to twist my dick.
So when it all comes out like that. You need a jet.
What's the one that's like the
mist?
Mist that you don't, mate. If your dick is doing a mist, that is genuinely a worry. Yeah, I mean, you can't be far from death there, can you?
Piss and mist.
Like you're trying to keep a killer whale cool at fucking SeaWorld. What's that, Shamu?
Why are you pissing on whales?
Why can you understand English?
I wonder what they do at SeaWorld. No, they don't. The killer whales don't understand, but they know what being pissed on is, don't they?
Dolphins understand English, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah. If they're around it for long enough. They've got their own languages, dolphins. So they can understand language. So if you talk in an English, language.
The irony if you go, dolphins can speak good words. If you go around the dolphin and they get the words as well.
No, but dolphins...
Some dolphin on fucking Formby Beach. What? What?
Dolphins have got names, haven't they?
With each other?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if they can understand that, then they can also understand any language. So if you take a dolphin
it makes
at
total
birth
sense.
from its ma,
Yeah.
just
Put it in primary school. Yeah.
Put it in bootle. Yeah, it'll be a scouse dolphin.
Oh, 100%.
A dolphin.
Dolphin turns up
Ketwig on a dolphin.
in Hugo Boss. Dolphin 260.
Imagine a bootleg dolphin.
A bootleg dolphin.
But they won't necessarily be able to talk it because they haven't got the same vocal cords.
Oh, they won't. Yeah, but they'll be able to nod.
Yeah, the dolphin's not going to be there. What's happening? But if you go, what's happening? The dolphin will put its fin up and be like,
Yeah.
What is?
Have you had a good day? Yeah, he's had a good day.
And some scran. What did he at?
Right. See,
Does he say that?
See what I was doing? Because dolphins do that nodding thing, but they don't go, nah, lad.
It's only because they haven't been trained to.
Oh, right, they haven't been trained
One of
to.
his hands was doing that. No,
One of his hands. Fish hands.
He's got fins, hasn't he? They've got
So have we.
Yeah.
Finn the producer. Because we haven't actually got fins like a dorsal fin, but we've got no, can't.
They've only got little ones, but
You're a character.
Dorsal's on the back.
I reckon you could teach a dolphin to wave at you. Or sign language. A dolphin with sign language.
Do you do wave?
Hang on. Yeah, of course, yeah. They have taught dolphins to wave, haven't they? At SeaWorld and shit.
Yeah. So they could do that then. They could be like, I'm full.
I don't disagree with anything apart from you going, if you just talk around it enough, if you literally stood next to dolphins going, love to fucking stick my dick in a dolphin's blowhole, the dolphin would be like, say what?
No, you'd have to teach it in a school.
You'd have to.
A school of fish.
Well done, everyone. Well done for letting that hang. Just to hear his little smirk of regret. Have you been to SeaWorld?
What?
Have you been to SeaWorld? I went to SeaWorld in Florida when I was a kid.
I've been to Carl's to see his mum. Richard's a whale.
What have I done this morning?
No, that for me it's 2-2 with you and me, Carl, and that's the end of it.
Well, there's
Well,
Master.
let's score draw. Oh, she is, isn't she?
4-1. I went
Makes
to
you
it.
uncomfortable. The heavy mum jokes make you uncomfortable. Don't they?
Oh no, I'm used to them now. I'm used. The only thing is, I just worry that someone who loved my mum listens. If they're still fucking listening, it's their fault. I mean,
Yeah,
if you're
really
I can't believe that you said that about Dan's mum. If you're still listening to this fucking banter, it's basically self-harm at this point.
At this stage, I think all of our listeners have sort of accumulated naturally through other listeners recommending it to people who they know will enjoy the horrendous shit we say. And that's why we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. We got a lot of messages because there's the National Comedy Awards and we weren't nominated for Best Podcast. And I'm actually sort of happy. First of all, it keeps us independent and no one's given us everything and we've built everything on our own, which is fucking phenomenal. But also, we don't get that sort of random, I'll give that thing a listen that I know nothing about, because there's going to be people who do that and hear this stuff and be like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And you know what? What I love about that is we will have that all the time.
Yeah.
People will see us. We were #1 in the podcast charts. People will recommend it to more than one friend. And some people will listen and be like, yeah, it's not kind of not my thing. And then they'll not download it again and go about their lives like fucking grown-ups. Yeah. But the more people that go, oh, The Guardian have featured Have a Word, and the more in chances they're like, this is not my humour.
Fuck The Guardian.
You should never threaten to stick your penis in a dolphin's blowhole. Fucking bore off. tweet about it. Just delete it and fucking jog on.
Yeah, fuck your negative YouTube comments as well.
That is how dolphins have sex, isn't it?
Scissoring.
No, that's a blowjob, isn't it? No, the mouth would be a blowjob, wouldn't it?
A blowhole job.
So hard to talk about dolphins and not talk about rape.
Why?
Because they're rapey, aren't they?
Dolphins are
Oh, do you like pack shag?
Yeah.
Like mallards?
I wish Ishan was here for that fucking...
Hey, what?
It's bad that you said that type of shagging, and my way was like, Ishan, you could really help us make that joke funnier.
It's mad how like good whoever did the PR for dolphins smashed it, didn't they? Because like
100%.
swimming with dolphins is like lifelong goal. When in reality they're rapists and they beat up sharks.
What? Smaller sharks, not big sharks.
No, dolphins beat the shit out of sharks.
Not great whites.
Great whites.
No.
Yeah.
I thought great whites were like the cock of the sea.
Dolphins are hard as fuck. No.
But they work in...
Great whites are bullies. That's what great whites are. Great whites pick on things that they know they can fucking just eat, like humans and crabs.
So really see his research.
Yeah, sharks are afraid of dolphins.
See? Because they're
Dolphins are
little
mammals
cunts.
that live in pods and are very clever. They know how to protect themselves. When they see an aggressive shark, they immediately attack it with the whole pod. This is why sharks avoid pods of dolphins.
Right, because there's a gang in it.
It's hit them early, innit? Let them know you're there.
Because great white sharks. By the way, now we have teetered into. I actually love marine life, and I did zoology at university.
I got that comment today on YouTube. You see that?
Please don't comment knowledge. Not interested. Comment jokes.
I actually work with sharks.
Actually, we lost 2 dolphins to blowhole rape last year. I was recommending this project from The Guardian. I haven't even got a laptop.
That's the teaser.
So great whites are like they're just always on their own, aren't they? Great whites are
they?
or I don't think they fuck around with their mates.
Very solitary. Yeah.
Tiger sharks got loads of mates. Tiger sharks are like, fam, I grew up with you. And I've known you since
In the ends.
back in the days, mate.
Yeah.
Been tiger sharking around the fucking ends. Move food in ends. And that's the meaning of bone strapping.
What if great whites are actually just dead sound and no one's like just back because they've got no mates? Like no one's like sort of hyping them up.
Yeah, I think it's just because they keep biting things in half, innit?
Yeah, but do they though?
Is it what? Just because they're lonely?
Have you ever seen that happen with your own eyes, or was it in a film?
No,
Conspiracy.
Yeah, but I mean, at that point,
Jaws was propaganda.
yeah.
Yeah, dolphin propaganda. That was made by a load of dolphins.
So dolphins are in pods, but orcas, now they're classic bad PR. Orcas, we talked about a few weeks ago, literally got called killer whales.
They're
They're
naughty,
terrible
though.
PR, innit? They're
They're
called
Orcas?
orcas.
Yeah.
Orcas are killer whales.
Oh,
They're naughty as well.
I
yeah,
thought that
but
was
they-
people who see the future, but that's oracles, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah. You very rarely see a pod of oracles trying to eat a sea lion. Where's that sea lion going? Jill? Over there. Fucking clever, these oracles, aren't they? That's how they hunt. They see the future. Fucking hell, we better chase after him. Nah. He did it. He's going to bear left. We'll just go over there. Shamu.
You don't believe in anything like that, do you? You don't believe anyone can see the future.
No, neither human nor orca. Telepathic orca.
Heroes in a half shell.
Them fish gonna come.
By the way, that would be a fucking great Disney film.
What?
The telepathic orca.
Pitch it. Hey, you're getting some telly now. Adam's got to meet it with Disney. Listen. Either the telepathic orca or Jimmy, the rapey dolphin. I don't think this is going to work, Adam. Don't worry. Set him boot up. He's grown up. Got kicked out of school for being a fucking dolphin. He's selling fucking weed. Fucking coke. A fucking dolphin coming up going, got a bag of fleek. Pretty hard hitting Disney film, to be fair. I think you might need to pitch it to Netflix.
A bag of flea.
The drug dealing dolphin. Jimmy the drug dealing rapist dolphin. Coming soon.
Put Disney Plus
to
on,
Disney
man.
Plus.
I think I might have got the wrong studio, but there's something behind it.
What's the telepathic author? How does that go? Author?
Oh, God. Say it wrong. It's a different word.
It's just a whale that knows what's happening. Soon.
No, I don't believe in. I don't believe anyone can know the future. Just don't believe in any of that.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
No.
No.
When you're dead, you're dead. It'd be nice though, wouldn't it? You've literally laughed so much. Because you've got a cold, you've got a wee little like bogey in your nose, and I'm literally I can imagine with 4K cameras someone going in and going, get Adam's fucking nostril like just after the fucking Jimmy the rapey dolphin bit.
46th minute.
He's doing well for a cold, isn't he? No, I don't. Do you genuinely think that anyone can know the future?
I just can't rule it out. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but you do.
But no, people have predicted stuff before and it's come true. So
Yeah, but throw enough shit against the wall.
Anyone
and
can
something
predict
sticks.
anything.
yeah, they can. Yeah,
Doesn't mean it's real.
it doesn't, but it's been scarily accurate with some people, hasn't it?
What, like Nostradamus?
Didn't the people who built the pyramids?
Oh, here we go. Get ready for some facts. Hey, you didn't like sharks? You're gonna love this.
Didn't they predict like what?
Yeah.
Leicester winning the
Enjoying
league.
myself. Yeah, they did. Leicester winning the league. If you actually, when they went in one of those, was it Tutankhamun? If you actually look in his tomb, it said 2015, 16 or 2016.
What about that octopus that
Gonna get
predicted
weird,
all the footy results in the World Cup?
He was just
It's the
getting
same thing.
scran.
Same thing, isn't it? Same thing.
Paul the octopus.
Nostradamus never won the Euro Millions. Fact. What a bag of shite.
He predicted that someone would, and that was before the Euro Millions existed.
Yeah.
It's like someone's going to get fucking loads of dough for fuck all. What?
What did Nostradamus predict?
What?
What did Nostradamus predict? Back.
Do you know?
No. Nostradamus, what did he predict? Oh, you go.
I think Vin's pulling it up.
Is he?
No, we want to know what you think he predicted. Let's not know the facts, because the facts aren't. I mean, what do you
When
think?
was Nostradamus? Was he Italian? Oh, he's French.
1925.
1925.
Yeah.
1555. You were wrong there, Carl, by several hundred
He
years.
predicted a couple of wars.
1555, and he was French. Right.
The belt of
Did he
Hang
predict
on. Is Notre Dame named after him?
Nostradamus?
Notre Dame.
Right.
Is he the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Yeah. Yeah. How could we make this episode more retarded? I don't know how we could have done that then. Amazing.
Is Nostradamus Quasimodo?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was no.
You're like,
He's on the £5 note, isn't he?
I predict a riot. Right, go on.
That was the Kaiser Chiefs.
Great fan of
That was the
London.
Kaiser Chiefs, isn't it? He predicted the Kaiser Chiefs. Nostradamus. This is so stupid. Sorry,
Great
everyone.
fan of London, he predicted.
What?
He predicted the
So he
great-
lived in 1555
Yeah.
in France, in
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah.
It was all built by wood, and there's London, one of the other major cities in Europe, all built of wood. And he was like, I think there could be a fire. Yeah,
I also don't respect that as a prediction because he could have started the fire.
It was 150
He
years
didn't
later.
start the fire.
You don't know that.
He didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. He predicted Billy Joel.
Is that song about him?
Yeah. Yeah, it
About
is.
the
Yeah.
Hunchback of Notre
Billy
Dame.
Joel. So he predicted the fire of London.
Yeah, he said the blood will something burn through lightning. He's chatting shit.
Yeah.
The ancient lady will fall from her high place. Several of the same sect will be killed.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't respect any
He was
prediction.
bob on with all of that money.
I don't respect any prediction that you can have an influence on. Like, I could predict that I'm about to slap the table and go,
It
that's
was
not fucking
140
impressive, is it?
years later. How the fuck could he have started the fire?
He could have told his grandson to do it.
He predicted the coming of Hitler.
Did he?
What did he say? This German nonce with
From
a
the
bad
death
haircut.
of Western Europe, a young child born of poor people. He'll be naughty.
Oh, yeah. Bob on that. Bob on. Did he predict Jimmy, the rapey dolphin?
No.
Because if he did...
The Kennedy assassination he predicted.
Yeah, what did he... Go on. How did he say that?
From on high, evil will follow the great man. Shots and that.
Oh, this is spot on. I can't believe it. Spot on. You can see why he's got his reputation.
But hang on. If this is all he said, why do we even know his name? Why was anyone listening to this cunt?
Because there's no telly.
You should just sit around and listen.
This guy was the Chappelle of his era. Literally.
Who's your favourite person from history, Dan?
Thanks for asking.
Emily Davidson, maybe?
Who?
Mine's David Copperfield.
Yeah.
He's still alive.
So?
Person from...
David Copperfield's not still alive.
He is.
He isn't.
What's your favourite era of it? I love Tudor.
I love the Cold
Tudor
War.
England was great.
When was the Cold War of them?
Winter? was it in and around winter?
November?
I think it was around November to Feb. Definitely. Freezing. I love it. I love it how some things come up and I don't want to joke anymore. Like, what's your favourite era? Oh, well, Carl, it's actually Tudor England. Like a fucking absolute quendo. I can't do jokes anymore because I'm like, genuinely loved Wolf Hall.
I loved ancient Egypt as a kid, to be honest.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, pyramids and that, and the big cat.
Yeah. So you obviously took it all in, didn't you?
Tutankhamun, just like...
Oh, that sounds good in your Scouse accent.
Tutankhamun.
All the Scousers listening are like, that's exactly how you say that. But everyone else who's not, go and say it again.
Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun.
How did you say it?
I don't know, mate. But it just sounds fucking quality. Tutankhamun, yeah, fucking know him. You his brother. Jamie.
Carmoon.
Jamie Carmoon.
It's a double barrel surname.
I tell you what, Tootin was hard, but don't fuck with his brother Jamie. Jamie Carmoon will fucking bang you out. He wouldn't even want you talking about him. Hey, Tootin's dead, but if you hear Jamie hears you talking about him.
Why the Tudors, Dan?
Covered in bronze. What?
Why the Tudors?
I just think it's a genuinely interesting point in our history that someone, a king, got married to his dead brother's wife, and it was an arranged marriage, and like literally for 20 years, this old Spanish lady who he didn't like basically couldn't give him kids, just pissed him off gradually, and he fucking messed up the whole country just to divorce her. He fucked us off from the Catholic Church. There's other reasons going on. To basically get money from the church, dissolve the monasteries, and just so he could get some crazy hot pussy in Anne Boleyn. Like that is, and I'm totally oversimplifying, but basically this amazingly hot woman who completely dick teased him, made him go, right, not only am I divorcing my wife, I'm going to...
Invent divorce.
I'm going to invent divorce. I'm going to break from the Catholic Church. I'm going to create a church. What's the church should be called? I think it should be the Church of England. Who's the head of it? Me! Like, just because he was like, God, she's thin. She won't fuck me. If Anne Boleyn had sucked Henry VIII's dick any time before that divorce, he'd have been like, oh, yeah, probably just stick with this lot because, you know, it's easy. And Pope seems really annoyed. Let's not start a holy war that will have ramifications down the ages.
Post-jizz guilt.
But Anne Boleyn was like, you ain't fucking this until you've started a new religion. That's how fit she was. She was like, I want a whole new religion.
I don't think you're ready for this jelly.
I don't think you're ready. And apparently she had a sixth finger.
Oh, good for the little stinky.
I think she only gave him hand jobs with the little extra, and he was like, oh, Anne, what is this, you six-fingered bitch?
I don't think you're ready for this jelly because your church is just too religious for it, man.
It took a little while, but I'll give it you. It was phenomenal.
So you like that because of the rich, and he likes cats and pyramids?
No, but I made a model of Egypt when I was in school.
Oh, right.
Okay. That helped me do it. Made pyramids, and the Sphinx was hard, I'll be honest with you. The pyramids were doable.
Just paper mache your pet cat.
I was always just obsessed with the fact that no one's got a fucking clue how they were made.
Yeah. There's also something about ancient burial that is fascinating.
Yeah.
Like the higher status you were, must have been a motherfucker. And this happened in like ancient history as well as like in this country, like warlords were buried. If you ruled the area, when you died, you were put in a burial mound with like your best ship, and there was other burial mounds put around it and all your stuff. And sometimes your wife and sometimes some of your slaves were like, in you go, he's dead. And I just find it fascinating. Like, how is that not interesting? And that's what happened in Egypt as well, isn't it? Those tombs were basically the kings and the richest people of the day were just thrown in there with all the shit. And there must have been some fairly poor people like, oh, imagine if we just didn't bury them with all the shit. Their sons must have been like, oh, for fuck's sake, could inherit that. It's good TV, that. There wasn't TVs.
They didn't have tellies back then.
Invented.
Maybe they did. They used to use sound, apparently, to move the big rocks, didn't they?
Where have you heard that?
I think they used Jews.
That's a rumour as well. It was either
No.
It was either Jew slaves or aliens.
What, Jews?
They're the two competing
Or
theories.
sound. No, look at that boulder, look. Ishmael, give it a nudge. What's a fucking...
So you think Jews carried rocks as big as this building?
Yeah, I think the Hebrews built the pyramid.
Do you?
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Apparently they used like technology that we can't access, sound waves and shit, to move objects, which is possible. It wasn't like, hey, and it moved.
How did they get the top block on?
Lots of Jews.
How?
Loads of Hebrews.
How? How'd you get it up there? Do you know how big the pyramids are?
They're big.
Yeah.
What?
You ever seen them?
Yeah,
It's like two Mackies on top of each other.
yeah, but what if they built from the bottom and then just nudged it up? You thought about that?
What do you mean?
Well, you get the top boulder and then you put 4 underneath it. Up it goes. And then
So how'd you lift the last one?
I was just being stupid, but you were all looking at me like, what? That's fucking stupid.
It was,
I don't know.
100% aliens.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Or Jew aliens?
Yeah. Shout out Dave Chappelle.
How is that the thing that made me flinch?
I would argue, rightly so.
Hey, shout out H and Hebrews. Had a bad deal.
Do you reckon there's any of them still knocking about?
My
What?
people go. What?
Isn't that Gaston?
Is there any ancient Hebrews about?
Yep.
Yeah. In outer space. Well, I need a break. I need a break.
I think that's a good call.
I think it's a good break. You know there's a disturbance in the force when it's me doing an ad read because I don't do this shit normally. But Manscaped have dropped a new ad. It's important. We love these guys. They've supported us, so support them. This ultimate package includes the amazing Lawnmower 4.0. Manscaped, the leaders in male grooming, have done it again. 2 million men worldwide that trust Manscaped with the new Performance Package 4.0 by going to manscaped.com. Use the code WORD20 for 20% off and free shipping. That's specific to the lids, to this podcast. Inside this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. First off, the new Performance Package 4.0 includes the new lawnmower. This trimmer is insane, and I dare say the greatest ball trimmer ever. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. It also has this amazing LED light, so if you're a maverick and you shave your balls in the dark, you can see where you go. And as I said, the Weed Whacker is amazing. It uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary dual blade system. You get all of this kit within the Performance Package 4.0 and then seal the deal with Manscaped's liquid formulations. Their Crop Preserver ball deodorant for before leaving the house and the Crop Reviver ball toner. Manscaped even throw in 2 free gifts with every Performance Package 4.0. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code WORD20. Treat yourself. Go around the house, see what else you can shave, but shave everything. Carl, can you shave pets? Don't shave you pets' balls. Just use it on yourself. 20% off plus free shipping at manscaped.com using the code WORD20. Aye? We've got some questions. James E.
Have you got a favourite hate crime?
Hate crime.
It's where you commit a crime based on your hatred against the group.
A group?
Yeah.
Like an ethnic group?
I think this is Turkish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's basically every time I bully Finn, I think.
Yeah.
Is that classed as a hate crime because he's of ethnicity? You know, he's
Are you doing it because of that ethnicity?
partly, I think.
Yeah. Then that's a hate crime. Yeah.
It goes straight to the accent, doesn't it?
But it's mainly the Welsh thing that gets me.
That's still a hate crime.
'Cause I
You're
live on the
not Welsh.
border. Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't be. Come on, bro.
it is.
Is it?
Well, hate crimes are
Do you, feel,
prosecuted.
do you feel like you're a victim of hate crime?
Yeah, I drew a line on whenever we recorded, and I'm sticking with that line.
Stupid Welsh line.
You get a heavier sentence if it's a hate crime. So if you rob like a gay person's house and they go, he did that because this is a gay house.
House of the gays.
You have managed there to give an example that I don't think has ever happened in any form of the law.
Did it on purpose.
No, this was a gay burglary. You know how I know? They took all the,
Scatter cushions.
they took all the ABBA albums, scatter cushions. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Hang on, I think Bagel gay.
No.
Oh no, but they took what they knew would hurt them. A signed Sam Smith poster. Bastards.
Anyway, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that before we started the second.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Gay burglary.
Gay burglary.
A burglary.
Oh, hang on. Gay and burglary. A gurglary. That sounds gay.
What are we doing? No,
I don't know. But you started that one. That's on you, that one. Don't be like, wow, what are we doing? You drove the fucking bus into the wall
what I
there.
just love doing is, you know, you do all this lovely press.
Just to fuck it up.
I just love.
Dan, have you ever fingered a stranger? Before you ask a question.
You've defo fingered a stranger.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't everyone a stranger when you finger them?
Everyone.
What? Is that how you meet people? Nice to meet you, Carl. I don't know you. Shake my hand all you want. Until I've had my fingers inside you, you're a stranger to me. And that's how I ruin every family wedding.
A stranger is a friend you haven't made yet.
Right. Yeah, I can make friends without fingering.
Oh, right, I can't.
It's a friend you haven't made yet, not a friend
Maybe
you haven't
Finn,
made cum
maybe
yet.
Finn, that's where we've been going wrong. See you later.
You got any questions, then?
Yeah, have you? That you just thought up and would fucking be weird and slightly upsetting.
Favourite?
Have you ever punched someone from an ethnic minority, a child from an ethnic minority for no reason? Dan, got this question. Thought of it 12 seconds ago. James E says, hi, Lids. Question about Adam's tour. I mean, I'll read it how you wrote it. Hi, Lids. Question about Adam tour. I'll be in Liverpool start of Feb and looking to come into Hot Water, where Adam's on. If you were on, would you be doing any content from your tour? So,
He DM me on Twitter. Actually,
so James, I think he's sort of like trying to articulate the same thought. People are coming to see us on our circuit gigs, and then they're like, oh, what would happen if you're on tour? So I've booked the Leeds date, but wouldn't want to spoil it by seeing half a show in Hot Water. So will you be doing any content from your tour at your circuit gigs? So your tour starts in February. Yeah. And you're doing circuit gigs.
So from now until February, I will be using my circuit gigs to get the material ready to go on tour with. So we've said this before. If you want to come and see a brand new hour of stuff every year from your favourite comedian, just go to their tour shows. If you come to a comedy club, first of all, you might see stuff from the last tour that you've seen before. Second of all, you might see brand new stuff that isn't very good yet. And thirdly, you will definitely see stuff before it goes on the new tour. There isn't a complete... Like, some comedians are not like this. Some comedians have the same club set for 20 years and then write a new tour show. I use my club gigs, my circuit club gigs, to get me tour show ready. So yeah, from now until February, if you see me live in a comedy club, you are going to see probably 20 to 25 minutes of what will end up being an hour-long tour show.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that if you've seen us on the circuit, you've seen everything that's going in the tour. There'll be loads more. Genuinely, if you really like what Adam does, if you really like what I do, you'll be able to see us on the circuit and then come to see that tour show and not be disappointed. You might have seen highlights of some of the bits, but what you'll find is that some of those bits that you think you've seen completely will be longer or a little bit like there'll be extra bits added on in the tour, or they'll come as part of like a bigger bit. Like it's, as a fan of comedy, I love seeing people stretch their legs at Edinburgh shows and on tour shows. It's a different type of performance. You get more from it. The weekend circuit stuff, particularly the weekend circuit stuff, is punchy. It gets straight to the funnies. But there's so much more if you're a fan of comedy about the journey to those big funnies. And I don't think you'd be disappointed if you saw both.
No, I don't think you would. But to make sure they're not disappointed, they need that information.
Totally.
Like the doctor's routine I've been doing for 2 months now. That's going in my tour. I'm about to retire it from circuit gigs because it's done and it's ready, and that'll probably go on the tour. I might do it a couple of times at Christmas or hot water. But yeah, if you come and see me in the next couple of months, you are going to see bits of what will be in the tour. By the time it gets to the tour, they'll be longer, they'll be better, they'll be sharper, there'll be more punchlines, and there will obviously be another 40 minutes that you haven't seen if you've seen 20 minutes on at a comedy club. But yeah, there absolutely will be repetition, and if you want the tour date to be completely new to you and not anything you've seen before, don't come and see me between now and then.
That's why I'm not retweeting any of the gigs that I'm doing on the circuit. And I think there's going to be a conversation soon because you've had a bit of pull for a wee while. Now all of a sudden I've got
like
pull.
This, though.
No, yeah. I can tell promoters are like, could you retweet and try and get some listeners in? You're like, no, not really. I can occasionally where I'm not doing it all the time. No, I want people to be coming to the tour.
Yeah, I'll do it at my leisure.
Yeah.
Like, if it's for a mate, like I did Dean Coughlin's new gig on Monday this week.
Oh my God, at the Jacaranda?
Yeah, it's great.
I'm 100% going to that gig.
It's a lovely little gig. It's a sign-up show. So it ran from 8 o'clock till midnight the other night. Because the way he's running it is, if you're a comic and you turn up and you say, I want to get on, you get on. But he's now going to cap that at 20 sign-ups because he had like 28 comics turn up going, I get 5 minutes, yeah?
Do you get, if you're a pro act, do you get to choose where and when you go on?
So he's putting a pro act on.
Because I'm not going at midnight.
No, he's putting a pro act on at the start for 15 minutes every week.
I'm going to that.
To do whatever.
Exactly
so I opened it the other night and just tried out some newer bits. Got a really, really good joke about people get up early in the morning that I sort of ad-libbed on the way. It's a fucking...
I will not enjoy that joke. What is the history of the Jacaranda?
Hot water used to be in the basement. And it was where the Beatles did their first ever gig.
Right.
Equally important.
Yeah. It was also where the first script of Jimmy the Rapey Dolphin was written.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. Fact. And it's Liverpool heritage, isn't it?
Fact.
Liverpool heritage. Jimmy the Rapey Dolphin. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You grew up on it, didn't you?
We grew up on it. Every week we'd sit down, watch the same film.
Oh,
and my dad would be like, hey, while you're watching this, don't forget to remember, it was written in the jack.
And don't, for fuck's sake, go out and stick your dick in any blowholes. Wasn't even smoking. I can't. I want to come to Dublin. I want to come to the Dublin date. I don't know how I'm going to make that happen, but you are doing Dublin, and I am don't want to come and support. I want to come up. Are you going to Dublin as well? Yeah. I want to come to Dublin. Finn, should we go to Dublin? All right.
So Dublin sold out.
I'll treat Finn. I'll treat Finn to a flight to Dublin because I've been bullying him racially for ages.
The amount of people is Dublin.
Because we had a Jew and Finn, because me and Carl were already going. That's two doubled as 4.
But I meant the Irish capital. I meant the Irish capital, Dublin.
No. The amount is Dublin.
You took the sound of the name of that city.
Yeah.
By the time this goes out, there will probably be a second Dublin date on sale.
Even the dates of Dublin.
What happened with Dublin? I knew Dublin was going to sell well because of the amount of Irish listeners we've got. Shut up.
If you say Dion, I'm turning your mic off.
I genuinely thought.
I know. In my head, I'm almost like can hear you go, Dion. That's what the city was named after.
It's named after the
They
Elm
love
Dogs.
that. They love that.
It used to be called something else, and then he played for Aston Villa, and they were like, "Do you know what?
Yeah.
Him." When we booked it in, they were like, "Right, we've got one room that's like, I think it's like 200 seats, and one room that's 70." And I was like, "Well, we'll do the 200." And they were like, "English acts don't sell," and it sold out in about an hour and a half. So I think on the Sunday we're gonna do that really small room, and I think we're adding the Monday in the bigger room. We're trying to anyway.
Yeah, I had
you'll have already seen by now if that's happened. AdamRowe.co.uk/shows.
I've had a guy who books a gig who I asked if I could do the theatre. And he went, I can't put something in that's not going to sell. And because the tour's sold so well, I got a message from them going, yeah, I've dropped the ball on that. Do you want to add it? But I can't add it now because I've put a date in the region. It's going to fuck off everyone who... I'm not doing it. I'm not pissing everyone off. Like, I'm not going to add a Sheffield date. I'm not adding a Newcastle date because of that. Because people from Newcastle have bought tickets to Stockton. If I now go, I'm going to put Newcastle on, I'm just going to wait till the tour after. But it's funny how people really underestimate this podcast. And like, I sort of, in Dublin, do they know? I don't know. But I think everyone's working it out now, aren't they? Yeah. But this has got some pull. Question from Jordan Pillin. All right, lids. On the topic of this week's fixture of United versus Liverpool, since a young age, my dad has shown me what it's like to support Man United. Obviously, I've grown up watching them, but now he's made a post via Facebook describing how he's lost touch with United and now wants to support Liverpool. No. Am I going mad, or is he just an armchair fan? Can I read you the post? This is the post on Facebook. I have a couple simple rules that my dad taught me when I was young. This is the dad, by the way. So he's talking about Jordan's granddad. If you like a club, then believe in it and follow it through thick and thin, rough and smooth. But whenever you lose faith in the team that you love, if it doesn't mean anything to you anymore, then sever all allegiances and start afresh. Just don't give up football. A very apt statement from my late father, who never fucking said it, but one which has seriously affected my beliefs in the institution that I supported. I am severing... I love it how he's doing it like a press conference. I am severing all allegiances with the team that I have supported for 4 decades. I've simply had enough with immediate effect.
Oh, fuck off.
From midday to day, I will be changing my club to Liverpool Football Club. This is brilliant, when he's already on the defensive. If you're a family member or friend, then if you were offended by my choice, simply unfriend me. It's my life, my choice, and now my football team. It's like he's changing gender. Many thanks to all those who have stuck by me on this footballing decision, because you are allies. And to all those who hate me for switching institutions, then it's your problem, not mine. So that's Jordan Pillin's dad.
I'm telling you right now, I know there's a lot of hot topic on the trans issues at the minute. I draw the line at transition in football clubs. Yep. You can cut your dick off and turn it into a pussy all you like. You are not buying a Liverpool shirt. I will find out your name. I'll make sure the club store bars you and everyone you know from buying a Liverpool top. You're not fucking welcome. No.
Public execution.
United is shite now. We don't do fussy on this because Dan knows I'll wind all our fucking listeners up. United is shite.
They're not even that bad though.
They are.
No, they're not like...
They are.
No, but
Jesus Christ. They are fucking 7th in the league or something. Give me a fucking break. If that's what it takes...
Everton fan, you daft cunt.
Yeah.
Just take your punches, you pathetic gimp. You can't just switch to the best team on the planet just because United are fucking shit. No. We had 3 decades of not winning a title. If you get to 30 years, then we'll let you join. If United go 30 years without having a league title, I'll buy you a shirt myself. But then again, if you're one of our listeners' dads, you'll probably be dead in 30 years. I will take a shirt to your grave and I'll put it there.
Can I say that this is such an uncomfortable feel that Jordan, who I guess is probably a younger lad, has worked this out, and that his dad, who definitely should know, but you've supported a team for 4 decades, 4 triumphant decades, and now you're like, I just can't. I'm breaking all allegiances. What a fucking joke.
Shitbag cunt.
And no one is impressed by this. So you think anyone who doesn't believe support my decision, in his head, I think he's like, Man United fans are going to say that I'm a Dykes jumper and a traitor. Mate, no Liverpool fan wants anything to do with you.
No.
The thing is, you can't. If I tried to support another team, physically couldn't do
That's why
it.
I can't properly pick a team for the NFL.
Yeah, you can't put the emotion into it. There's no connection. You wouldn't care.
Yeah, but what happened with me with the NFL is I started supporting it. For the first year, I just picked the Jets to just annoy my housemate who was a Giants fan. And then he literally, after the season, was like, I know you don't get this, but it's not annoying because the New York Giants and the New York Jets are in different divisions, in different conferences. You are using football of like, oh, I'm a Giants fan, so I'll be a Jets fan. You must be big rivals. They're not even that arsed about each other. They never play. They might play once every 4 years. So I was like, and then I was like, I watched the Jets a bit. I was like, I'm genuinely going to choose a team. So I chose the Saints. And again, after a season, I could have probably changed again, but I really did like the Saints. That's 8-9 years ago. And then it just starts creeping in. It needles in. And in that time, we have lost 2 games in the sort of like conference championship and the divisional rounds that were so close when we could have gone on to Super Bowls. And those defeats and how much I cared made it like, I think they've cemented that of like, but still, like this is beyond that, isn't it? Because this is 40 years. It's so unheard of. This isn't just you going, oh, I started supporting the LA Lakers and now that they're not as good this season, like I almost think you get forgiven for like your Scottish team or like an American team. Yeah. But this is the football team that you've supported for 40 years. It just
one of the biggest rivals
horrible.
on planet Earth as well. Like, what are you doing?
It reeks of like would Jordan's dad.
Do you know what I'd respect here? Do you know if he went, do you know what? I'm done with United and I'm done with modern football at the top level. I'm going to support Altrincham, like a non-league or a lower league club and like a local club. Like I'd go, all right, I sort of get that. Like I understand why a lot of old school football fans, like Eddie Brimson who we had on this couch, is sort of completely disillusioned with how football has been sort of infected and ruined with money.
Yeah, because he was on the terraces in the 70s and 80s.
Yeah, so I understand that older guys going, this is not what I got in for. Like I think I might be like that if I was of that age, but I've grown up with the Premier League. So, and I'm obsessed with Liverpool winning the biggest honours on the planet. I haven't got that need to go, this isn't what I know, so I'm going to a lower league. He has. You can't go from United to Liverpool. He's got to be taking the piss.
Yeah, it's literally...
He's not welcome, and I'm a Liverpool fan.
It's an awful tendency, isn't it? It's like, oh, my wife of 40 years has just been diagnosed with cancer. You're like, I just feel like your sister is fitter, you know?
It's worse than
and
that.
Anyone who's annoyed at me can unfriend me. But now I'm with Bev.
But you can't.
We were talking about.
You can't do it emotionally.
I did the Red Men TV the other day, the Liverpool fan YouTube and podcast channel.
Who've been very kind to us, haven't they? They've been good guys. We love them.
Yeah, and we were talking about the fact that we've got to enjoy this period of success as Liverpool fans where we're doing that to United and, you know, we're in the running for the biggest honours on the planet. Because the days United are having now, the reason their fans are struggling so much, like he is, and they've never been through it. They've had this 2 decades of dominance and they don't recognise the things that, oh, well, we've signed a couple of players, so we're in the title race. I did that for years when Gerrard and Torres were there and we had decent teams, and you always convince yourself, oh, we could catch those teams that are above us who've strengthened. United are doing what Liverpool did in the 90s and the noughties. That's what they're going through. But as Liverpool fans of my age right now, we've been through the shit where, and I know I'm talking from a position of football and privilege here. We're not like Sheffield Wednesday who've gone down several tiers or whatever, but we've been in that mediocre mid sort of 7th and 8th Premier League team, and that's
good but not great for a while.
Yeah, and it's almost worse than being shit because you just know that by fucking January your results don't really matter because you're going to stay up and you're not going to qualify for anything.
Everton,
but
I don't know, man.
But Liverpool are going to have these days again, and you've got to just accept that they're there and that they're necessary to rebuild and go again and win titles. This fella's pathetic.
And by the way, there's not a lot of these. There won't be a lot. And there won't have been a lot of Liverpool fans that got to the early 90s under Souness and went, right, I'm not doing this anymore. Because the 70s and 80s were amazing, weren't they? Yeah. I just think I love how Jordan, good for fucking hotting him out. Because what is this about?
It's awful.
But Jordan knows. Because he's one of ours. Fucking one of ours.
It won't last long.
I still feel guilty about being in the Jets because I didn't like their feel.
I feel really guilty about being in the Jets, the Rams, and the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'll feel even
Hey, but
worse.
you're a bear for life now, lad.
I'll feel even worse next year when I've been in the Bears and support whoever's in Wembley next year.
If we rebrand our colours, Adam's in the merch store.
Even if we
NFL.
don't, if the Denver Broncos come over, I'll get one of their tops as well.
Same colours.
They are the same
Yeah, they are. Aaron says, what's good, lids? Needs a bit of advice here, guys. I've been on a swingers site. I'm 22. Already, Aaron. Aaron. I respect your style. I received a message from a guy asking to join in with him and his sub for a threesome.
I thought you were going to say son then.
His sub for a threesome. It's Ollie Gunnar Shaw. No, anyway, his sub for a threesome. And it was a great experience. Then the day after, I went back to her house and slept with her again. Nice. I still live at home and said to my parents I was seeing an older woman that I knew from work. I said she was in her 30s, but she's actually 48. Unsure of how to tell my parents that she's actually 48 and we met on a swingers site. Do I just live with a lie or tell them the truth on how we met? Love the pod, you sexy bastards. That's from Ron.
Why do you need to tell your parents about this?
I know. You get on, man.
Why are you telling your mum that you're shagging fucking pensioners?
How old's his mum?
Pensioners.
Bro, come on, bro.
Pensioners. You're not 48, Dad. Don't worry about it.
Not far off, am I?
7 years away from your pension.
My fucking sex bus pass.
Just keep
22 on a swingers site. The balls on Aaron. I love him. Nah, I'm not into Tinder. Plenty of fish is done. I'm on a swingers site, banging some old dude's 48-year-old submissive.
Sounds great.
Submissive sound good, don't they?
Yeah.
Suck my dick. Clean my car.
And get me a Capri Sun.
Oof. There's some things, there's some drinks that are so innately, like, childlike. It's just awful, isn't it? Like, suck my fucking dick and then get me a fromage free.
Sunny day.
Lick out my arsehole. Get me a munch bunch. Smoking a pipe with a face. Get us a fucking fruit shoot. It's Jimmy, the rapey dolphin. I don't know what you're doing on swingers sites at 22, but it sounds fun. There's the 40-year-old in me who's like, why didn't I do this shit? Because the internet wasn't invented. Shut up.
Just shag on and don't tell your mum.
Yeah.
Yeah. How open are you with your parents? You're like, I need to tell them exactly
Maybe
what I'm doing.
he found out about this website from his parents because they're top shaggers.
Oh, so he's from a long line of swingers.
Yeah, maybe he walked into their bedroom and they were just getting pile drived by loads of people they messed on this website. And he was like, Dad, I'll leave now. Where'd you sort this shit out? And he was like, oh, it's bangerstrangerswife.com. And he's gone, nice one. And that's really fat. Maybe he wants to just let them know I've used the website and I'm shagging.
That's your reaction, though, isn't it? You're like, bloody hell, mum and dad's room, man. Keep it down. If you left the TV on, oh, it's a gangbang. Sorry, my initial reaction is, I'm going to leave now. Where did you find out about this?
Gangbang.
Gangbang.
Getting pile drive. I like getting pile drive.
Yeah, but that's what would get your attention, isn't it?
Yeah, I just think, just do whatever you want, lad, and you don't need to tell your mum and dad
Just
everything.
keep it to your fucking self. You are going to go on such a weird sex journey if at 22 you are already on swingers websites and knocking on them 48-year-old subs.
Is he asking them to get involved?
What?
Maybe he's asking them to get involved.
His parents.
Who?
Yeah.
Come with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why else would you tell them?
Right. I think that's a very specific website, isn't it?
Yeah. Pile drivers?
Pile drive.
Banging strangers with me mum and dad.com.
Yeah.
/ pile drivers.
What was that? Oh, really?
.org. I reckon it's an org. Charity.
Non-profit.
.gov. .cornwall.
In that joke?
Cornwall. You're welcome.
You okay?
I was just disappointed with my own joke. Just had a little moment. You're like,
It's lovely to watch.
I really prefer Jimmy the rapey dolphin than.
We've mentioned rapey dolphins quite a lot today, but there's been something going on over the past couple of weeks. I don't know whether you've seen much of it. There's been a lot of. Was that a screech?
There you go. It was, to be fair, it actually wasn't But now I realise where you're going, and I'm like, okay, okay, let me close this laptop.
There's been a lot of rapey men, hasn't there? And there always is, because men are horrible cunts. But
yeah, Finn.
Have you seen the spike and shit that's going on?
Yeah.
You uncomfortable?
It's just fucking awful. I need to talk. If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. But
I do want to talk about it.
It is uncomfortable, isn't it?
I think we've got a very laddie fan base. Even the girls we have listening, I think, are very involved with lad humour, and we'll have some lad mates, won't they? Do you know what I mean? And so for years, girls have had to worry about like shit getting put in their drinks and stuff. And girls have now started with like, there's certain things you can get, like plastic covers to go over cups in nightclubs.
They've been around for ages.
Yeah.
I've heard of them ages ago.
Or like cellophane over it, so you could just put your straw in. There's no other holes.
If you pour,
Yeah.
bring your own. Like your grand's
stores
jam.
that change
All right, look,
colour.
can I store my cling film behind the bar? And some fucking horrendous cunt lads have just taken things to the next level, and they've started injecting girls with like date rape drugs. I seen one thing on Sam showed me it yesterday. Someone got jabbed with an injection in Pizza Hut. Like, they're not even just doing it in nightclubs. Obviously, nightclubs is where a lot of it's happening. There's been a big boycott of nightclubs this week. And there's lads taking syringes with drugs that would Rohypnol, essentially, liquid Rohypnol into bars and injecting girls with. But one fucking horrible cunt on it at Pizza Hut. And I seen there's a club owner in Liverpool. He's one of a group of people who owns several of the big nightclubs. I'm not going to name the nightclubs or him because he posted this on his personal Facebook page. He said, "Girls, just to let you know, I think I speak on behalf of a lot of venues in town when I say if we catch a lad spiking your drink, he's not getting handed to the police. We will hand him to an ambulance crew." And I think that's how this shit gets fucking dealt with, to be honest with you. If me, Carl, Paul Blair, Paul Smith, Tony Cannell, and all the lads we go out with, or Josh and Steve from school, we're in Liverpool. I hope I'm not just speaking out of turn for all the lads. If we seen something like this happening, this lad would be dragged and beaten within a fucking inch of their life, and that's what they fucking deserve. Giving them to the police so the police can go, "No, you shouldn't do that. Give us that needle and go back to your night out, or we'll keep you for 12 hours and then release you." These are horrible, horrible cunts. And if lads are doing this, I've seen videos where lads are like distracting girls so their mates can put stuff in people's drinks. If anyone you hear of is doing this, or you've heard someone's doing it and you're a man, you should be pulling these fucking lads up and fucking questioning them on it. And if they're doing it, they deserve a slap and they deserve ostracism from any group of friends. This can't be going on. Like, we've all got sisters, we've all got cousins, we've all got girlfriends, we've got we've got to start listening to these girls. The amount of effort these girls have to go in to on nights out, on walks home. People, there's a video today of a woman getting fucking attacked with a needle in the street in broad daylight in London. They can't go to fucking shops at the minute because there's horrible rapey cunts who just want to do whatever it takes to get their fucking dick wet. It's pathetic. And as far as I'm concerned, the vigilante justice that was proposed on Facebook by this lad that I know is absolutely valid.
Yeah, I think it's time for a bit of vigilance in it because it just can't go on.
Just check your mates. If everyone checks the mates.
Yeah, and it's again, it's a tiny minority in it, but it's
Same
not okay. It's not. This is not a problem for young women. This is a problem for all of us. And I know that sounds like I'm doing that thing of like I'm an ally, but like this is a problem for everyone because we've all got friends, mates who are women, sisters, and I've got a daughter who will one day be going out. So it's all of our problem. Fucking hell.
If I seen something like this happening, especially to a girl that I know or a girl that I love, me cousin Dolly or Sam or Serica, if we were on a night out and I seen anyone attempting something like this, I'll end up in jail because I'll see red and I will go fucking berserk. I'm sorry for using that word, but it was right in front of me head. It's a very hot topic of a word on Scout's Twitter at the minute.
Properly berserk.
It needs fucking sorting and fast. And everyone, if you're on a night out and you see a girl who is completely legless and there's a lad sort of helping her towards a taxi, question it. Okay, it might be a boyfriend, it might be a gay best friend, it might be a lad she knows from a house or whatever.
It might not be.
It might not be.
fucking
And I'm
not
telling
be.
you right now, it's definitely worth going over and going, what's going on here? And if she acts like she doesn't know this guy, get a doorman, get someone else involved. You don't have to tackle these people on their own, because if they've got needles to be stabbing girls with, they might have something else in their pocket as well.
Yeah.
But
And if it happens outside Pizza Hut, definitely fucking ask.
yeah, I think the police really need to
Sorry,
get involved.
I couldn't resist. But like,
Insane.
how do you like? Yeah.
How do you get that ready?
What do I? I'm a deep pan pepperoni. Am I going to get a garlic bread and cheese? Am I going to rape someone? I don't know.
Can I pay on my card, please? Oh, sorry, that's me syringe. I'll leave that there
You have
for a
to
minute.
you have to
Apple
buy
pie.
syringes.
Fucking
You have
animal.
to prepare it. It's fucking.
There's so much premeditation going on.
It's insane.
There's so much effort and disgusting consideration going into how do I get a girl that doesn't want to fuck me. It's horrendous. There's no comedy in it. It's pathetic. These men are pathetic. And anyone who knows that it's going on or fucking assists it by distracting women, you're as bad, if not worse. Fucking sort it out. Have a word with your mates. Have a word with people who aren't your mates, and fucking stop it happening and do whatever it takes to make sure these people get the comeuppance.
That's the name of the podcast, you know.
Have a word.
Yeah.
On brand. Break time.
Keep an eye out.
Let's go to Pizza Hut.
All right. Wag lids. Hope you're enjoying today's Patreon exclusive. We've got some new merch that you can see over my boobie.
Is this real?
This is an ad. This
Oh, for the merch.
for the merch that you're wearing.
Get one of these ones, but when you buy it, get one that fits you.
They come in different sizes, but I would definitely maybe order one size up, unless you want to feel like it's a Tammy Girl starter bra.
Haveawordpod.com is where you get the merch from, and it'll save you wearing that pile of shite that you're wearing at the minute.
We just said don't be doing the mean thing of, you look like a fucking pedo. Get some merch. But he can't help himself.
But look at them. Look through the camera at the fucking scruffy twat on the other side of it.
I like you. I think you look good.
Fucking pathetic.
But you'll look better in Have a Word Pod merch.
That's what I was saying, just in a more polite way.
And that's here. Because Carlo put the graphic in.
Haveawordpod.com if you can't read.
Get on me. Sound good? All right?
I mean, I was necking some water as you pressed record.
You feeling better? You feeling fresher?
No. I just had a roast dinner.
What
For
happened?
brunch.
Literally.
For lunch. In the gap between we recording part 1 and part 2, we went over to the cafe and they were like, I've got a pork roast dinner today. And I was like, I'll have that. I'm ready for a nap.
Yeah. Do they think it's Christmas? I wouldn't put it past them to be like, what? Is it Christmas?
Should we do our Christmas song for them? And it's a parody of Live Aid. And it's called Do They Think It's Christmas? And we just release it late October every year.
We should.
Do they think it's Christmas with this roast?
Garrett Millerick here!
Hello, Dan. Hello, Adam.
Hi.
I have not had a roast. I have, in fact, had nothing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've not eaten all day.
Because I asked you to do this at midnight last night.
Was it midnight? Yeah, it was near midnight, wasn't it? I was just about going to bed.
And you live in?
I live in Chelmsford in Essex.
Yeah.
And I'd actually taken 2 days off because I'd been driving up and down the country, and I was like, I'm going to take 2 days off. I'm just going to hang out at home. I'm going to watch TV. I'm going to chill.
With your infant child?
Yeah, with my infant child.
Yeah.
And then...
Nah.
Yeah, so I had a couple of beers last night. And then he texts me and goes, do you want to do the pod? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I'll do the fucking pod. Yeah.
You should always try and book the pod at midnight.
Midnight.
That's where we've been going
For
wrong.
the next day for people who live in the south. But you asked me to do the pod last year.
Yeah.
And I was all set to come up and do it in lockdown 2 or one of the lockdowns. But my wife was pregnant and she was like, I'm worried about COVID, so you can't. So I was like, fair enough. So yeah, I cancelled on you. So I felt like now you'd ask me again. And I'm like, you know what? Last time I pussied out and now you've asked again. And I technically am doing nothing tomorrow. And I do have 10 hours of that Hilary Mantel audiobook about the French Revolution to finish. So why not? Yeah.
I don't think that is ever going to be used again as an excuse for doing Have a Word. I've got that Hilary Mantel audiobook, and I thought, I know I want to pair this with Have a Word.
Yeah.
Well, we were nearly just going to... Every now and then, we don't have a guest on a public episode, and we just do it.
Yeah.
And that's through a combination of sometimes we've gone, should we just have a break and just do us? And there's been times where people have cancelled very, very last minute.
Yeah.
This date, we're recording it on the 28th, aren't we? I've asked, loads of people who are like nearby or whatever. And I know you live in Essex, so I spoke to you last week when we did Hot Water together. I was like,
well, we were having a pint, and you said you want to do it, and you went, you don't have to travel. I went, I'll travel, and you were like, right, okay. I was like,
Hey, we didn't hold that COVID shit against you. That was like, we've had some pulls where you're like, you like get a little.
It wasn't me. It was my wife. She's a spoiler
Yeah,
sport.
but that's in the old Panny D. If you're pregnant, I mean, I came in every week with my wife going, is it socially distanced? We were like, no, it's a bubble. We're in a bubble.
And Adam still shows up to work when he's full of germs. It's like post-COVID, you arrive, you go, I'm full of flu.
That's how you grow a fucking podcast, baby.
yeah.
Well, he missed last week.
Oh,
I can't miss this week.
Yeah,
you have to have gaps between us missing weeks. So I've got a cold. I've done tests. It's not COVID. I've just got that super bug shite that's going around.
Yeah, I've had it 3 times. It's
the super bug.
Yeah.
No immunity to it whatsoever.
What are we talking? What is?
Isn't
what
the
is
bug
this?
always going round?
Garrett, come on, not you, man. You're not the guy that goes, I've had the superbug 3 times, surely.
Well, it was a bit of flu, isn't it?
Yeah, all right, there you go.
It's a bit of a cold.
Yeah.
Do you mean 3 times ever or recently?
Recently, like I went up to Edinburgh and got it up there, and then I came back, and it only lasted like a day, and then a couple of days.
Hang on. I don't usually do this to a guest so early.
Do it.
So you go up to Edinburgh,
Yeah.
and then for a day after, you sort of feel rough and. I mean,
No, it wasn't that. Look,
all right, okay. Because it sounds like a hangover.
No, I can own a hangover. No, this was just like a
got a
congested.
super bug, and it really came on at about 1, 2
I got it from a
o'clock
bad kebab.
in the loft bar when I was doing sambuca with some
No
cunt
loft
that works
bar. No
PR.
loft bar this year though. So
All right,
there's no industry or anything. It was just
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was great. It was the comics and audiences. It was Edinburgh's Prague Spring.
Yeah.
They just
Can I just tell you,
Yeah.
the way everyone who's made it out, it's like there wasn't even buildings. We just did comedy in the meadows.
Yeah, it was that.
There was 12 locals and one fucking...
Yeah, we showed up at the train station, and there were just thousands of Scottish people, and we stood on the carriage of the train like Lenin coming to St. Petersburg. It was like, the English people are back with the comedy, and they went, oh, thank you.
4 stars minimum. Right.
None of that. None of them.
So you've had super flu 3 times. Did you get it last night after those couple of tins? Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm absolutely.
You've had super flu up the M6.
Yeah. No,
We
I'm
first
fine.
became friends in Edinburgh a few years ago, didn't we? Because we had a similar show time, and our show venues were about 200-300 yards away from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we had a bit of a catchphrase that sort of... We kept bumping into each other, and we were both having the best Edinburgh run either of us have ever had. And at one point, I don't know whether it was me or you that said it. We're like, hey... Not bad for a couple of club comics.
It was definitely you.
It was me, yeah.
So I was like, I'm not a club comic. I used to work in the theatre.
Just in a Bolshevik revolution.
Yeah.
I was on a train. Prague Spring. He's definitely not the standard club comic.
But yeah, we were doing quite well despite.
Despite also being able to do quite well in basements.
Yeah, doing the jumping from being able to talk for 20 minutes to being able to talk for 55.
Yeah.
And having the Guardian go, yes, it's fine. Which they definitely...
I managed to watch all of it.
Yeah.
Without vomiting.
Yeah.
But that Edinburgh was a big kick-off for you, wasn't it? Because that's where you first sort of got a bit of a TV break. We were talking about this last week. We went for a pint. Garrett is so... middle-class, straight and white man that he got his first TV break on Conan in Los Angeles. Like he can't get booked on a panel show over here because they're all like, we can't have you. We've had people who look and sound vaguely like you before. Wow. But Conan was like, no, you're actually really good in stand-up, so we'll have you over here.
Yeah. So I got to go to Disneyland and everything. It was great.
What
Is that part of the package?
No, I just went over for a week.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'll do a load of clubs. And I brought my wife with me, and she really wanted to go to Disneyland. So we took the Sunday off. We went to Disneyland, and it's eye-wateringly expensive. Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dropped more than the fee. Just getting in there.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's not better than Alton Towers or anything.
But it's not better than Alton Towers.
No, it's just it's fine. And it's a theme park.
Where is the Disney? One in Florida, one in LA,
Yeah, there's one in
and one in Paris.
Yeah.
One in Tokyo.
Is there really?
Is there one in Tokyo?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
You've been to Japan, Carl?
Yeah.
Did you make sure you really immersed yourself in Japanese culture and got down to Disneyland?
I went to Disney Sea, so that's an adult Disneyland. So you can drink beer when you walk around and stuff.
What?
So in Japan, in Tokyo, there's Disneyland, and Disneyland Sea.
Right.
Disneyland's for kids.
Yeah.
And Disneyland Sea is for kids, but like you can
But
get
it's sexy.
it's sexy. You can
Like
shag
Minnie's walking around in a bikini.
And they've got a new ride coming soon.
What is it called?
Jimmy the Rapey Dolphin Ride.
That's from before. Garrett, you've got every right to not understand what the fuck just
I think
happened.
it just sounds like a great ride.
Yeah, you can have a beer. You
You
can
get
shoot
forced
up.
onto it.
Fucking hell.
There's limo stands.
There's Lemo stands.
Flea.
Lemo! How do you get the club gig? So you get booked for Conan, which is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And that's genuinely bigger than any TV, or is it the first TV break you've had?
Yeah, it's the first
and
time.
it's in LA. It's
Yeah.
in fucking Hollywood.
In Hollywood, like it's opposite the Friends stage. So you walk you walk out one side of the Conan studio, and up the right is the Pink Floyd "Wish You Were Here" album cover where they shot that, and then up the other end of the street is the Friends fountain
My God.
where they shot that. So you're like, it's proper like pick you up in a limo, and you're like filming it in Warner Brothers in a fucking Hollywood studio. My agent was like, "Don't get used to this." I was in my own dressing room with a buffet, and they gave me a popcorn bucket with my name on it and stuff. He was like, "Yeah,
Did you steal that?
Yeah, I've got that. Yeah. I didn't steal it. They gave it to me as a gift, and they gave me all these Conan.
I love that. That's my instinct. I won't get to keep this.
Have that.
And it was like,
Where's the Pink Floyd thing gone?
Waiting for the next
Adam
guy.
just walks in emptying everything into his bag. Like, you get to do the. Oh yeah, the set. Yeah, it's just casing the joint.
That guy's a club comic. You
Yeah.
can tell. How did you get the club gigs? Do they sort of book you for Conan and then go, you'll want to like test the set out?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
do they book you at the club gigs around LA?
Yeah, so they did a couple, and my agent did a couple, and then it's basically like if you like recording it. I can't remember, it was on a Tuesday or something, but they basically call up and go, he's doing late night on a Tuesday, and they go, yeah, and they put you on for 5 minutes.
So where did you play? Just like the American circuit geek in me would love to know, where did you play in LA?
A little place called the Comedy Store.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. The Improv, and there was a really good show called Hot Tub, which is Christian Schall from Bob's Burgers. It's her show. That was fun, and then a couple of other places that I can't remember because it was 2 years ago.
But
And how was it? So go on.
what is really interesting about your Conan set
Yeah,
is that they made you learn Mandarin.
they did make me learn Mandarin for the set. Yeah, so I was telling a true story about a friend of mine who came over to stay with me with his Chinese fiance, and she spoke Mandarin. I didn't. He speaks Mandarin, and they were having a conversation in my kitchen where the only word I could hear was barbecue. So I basically, in the Edinburgh show, I did the act out, and I just did it doing a Chinese voice because basically I ran out. I was going to learn Mandarin, and I ran out of time. So I had a joke basically going, I looked into learning it, but like it wasn't worth it for £7 a ticket. It was like when I tour this, I'll learn it when people are coming and they pay proper money. But for scum like you just get me just doing.
So you made Chinese noises,
Yeah.
and then threw in a few barbecues.
Yeah, for about
love
6
you.
minutes,
So
and
good.
then due to
That is our podcast in a lot of ways.
And if you want to
Since
see,
Steve's been
the
involved.
Conan set is on YouTube, where I've learnt the Mandarin, which was quite difficult because I'm not much of a linguist. But because of COVID, the show that routine was from was going to be released. We were going to record it on the tour, but we only got to do one night of the tour. And I had a recording of it in Edinburgh, which then got put out by £800 Guerrilla Records, which you can get on Spotify, Apple Music, whatnot. So if you want to hear
Smile.
That's Smile, yeah. And if you want to hear me just going, that's actually been released on an album.
And now we've had it again,
Commercially.
Garrett.
And it's already been on like Sirius, so it's fine. It's fine. I make a couple of sort of qualifying statements before, but yeah, they were.
Mate, if one of our listeners were like, right, that's too far for me, I'd be
Yeah.
really disappointed.
Well, that's the thing. I said, so the producer saw it and was like, okay, can you to do it on TV? Can you learn the Mandarin? I was like, yeah, no problem. And then they called up like a couple of weeks before and was like, has he learnt it? And I had. Just like going through Google Translate, because they were very, very touchy, because it was around the time of the SNL thing. And the producer actually had to say to Conan, was like, he's going to do this thing, but like, don't flip out. Like, don't run on and be like, no. There's a payoff to it, and it is actually Mandarin he's speaking. But then I got to sort of change the thing by basically telling them that I had been asked to learn Mandarin. And I sort of said, like, I don't think Chinese people will care. And they were like, no, not Chinese people. Like woke white liberals would care. So I was like, so I've got to spend 3 months learning Mandarin so I don't upset other white people when I tell them a true story, which is based on the fact neither I nor they can understand what on earth is being said, with the exception of barbecue. That's the whole point. And they were like, yeah, basically. I was like, cool, well, I'll get on and learn Mandarin.
Did you learn any other Mandarin other than the words you needed?
No, just the words I needed.
Well, I've got a taste for this.
Yeah. No, I was like, I'm going to go to China to try out my Mandarin, and then the whole thing happened.
I thought it might be like Chinese food, where you have a little bit, and then an hour later you're desperate for more.
No. I went on Google Translate, and I put it on big posters on the wall, and I learnt it phonetically. And it was basically, I asked a couple of people like before I did it, and I was like,
wasn't that just big symbols you don't understand?
No. You can write it out sort of English-wise.
Phonetically.
Yeah, phonetically, indeed.
He didn't write just the big. He didn't write the Mandarin in massive letters. Like, I don't understand Chinese. Maybe it's not big enough. How are you with Mandarin, Garrett? Not great if it's in a book, but if it's graffiti on a wall.
How the fuck do you pronounce the Stonehenge one?
That is fucking great.
So yeah, no, I had to ask someone like a week before. I was like, is it any good? Somebody can speak Mandarin. And they were like, no, it's terrible, but you can tell that you've put a certain amount of effort in. And I was like, that's all I need. To say, did he actually do that? Yeah, he did. But like, it's a fair deal.
Was it worth it? Was it worth it?
Yeah. As I said, I got to go to Disneyland. Flown over. They were like, look, you just have to spend 3 months learning very specific phrases in Mandarin which have no application to your life.
Did the bit rip?
What do you mean rip?
I mean, did it go well? The bit was it?
Yeah. It went well. It was kind of a nice experience because the audience had been very difficult all night. So it was like, okay. So I went out. So I really had to like get them. But by the end, they were applauding and stuff.
Oh, I love it.
Which was great because then Conan asked me to come back and he cut some of his monologue to air more of my set because I'm going to put like 6 minutes of it on YouTube and 4 minutes of it on. And he said, cut my monologue and put the whole thing out. And then they said, come back. And I was like, great. So I was going to do it again. And then this
fucking COVID.
And then the show just
the show stopped. Yeah. So, that's great. That's money in the bank.
Is Conan done?
Yeah, he's going to be on Netflix or Amazon or something in a couple of years.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
is it CBS?
TBS, yeah.
TV, like that show is done.
Yeah.
Wow.
My favourite thing about it though, which we spoke about last week, is because that routine has got a certain amount of, the first few times you do it, you're not going to be... The first time he did the routine that he did on Conan, I was there. It was at Hot Water. And he's in the green
I wasn't
room.
going to do it. And you were like, it's great.
Because he told me in the dressing room and I was like, that is fucking hilarious. And there was another comic as well. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah.
And they were like, you've got to do it. And he went on stage at Hot Water. I sold out Hot Water and did it. And it got the sum total of fuck all.
No.
And he was like, you fucking asshole. I was like, no, I swear to God, that's going to work.
No, it wasn't fuck all, to be fair. There was quite a lot of anger and confusion.
From a Hot Water crowd.
Yeah, going out Saturday night.
But it's a routine that you've got to have confidence in, isn't it? It's if you're talking about the nerdiness of stand-up, like there's bits that if you don't own and be like, this is what happened, then I'm okay with it. An audience
the
can
Nugget McChuckins, when I didn't know how to tell that story about me getting thrown out of McDonald's for shouting Nugget McChuckins because someone mispronounced Chicken McNuggets.
Right.
I died quite a lot. You know, when some promoters
a group
like,
of people who don't know what they think about.
A couple of promoters are like, what was that? And you're like, I know that went wrong, but I'm sure in my heart that that's a funny bit. And you can tell they were like, right, because you've ruined that set, haven't you? Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure this is the funniest story I've ever had. And when it unlocks, it's because it's worth its risk, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the risk.
The risk reward thing. Like, it is worth it. You've just got to get through some choppy waters to get there.
With the Chinese voice version of it, I think it was one of those things where you'd start doing it and everybody would just go, what the fuck? And then like a minute in, they were like, yeah, okay. They got over their own...
Were you
I've
doing
already
an
lasted it
accent?
now.
Oh, yeah.
What accent did you choose?
Generic, offensive Chinese accent.
What do you mean?
Completely
I think
poorly.
he was doing Chinese noises in a Birmingham accent.
No, but I mean, like, surely China's got different accents.
Oh yeah, presumably.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
it's massive. Yeah.
Did
So I
you do
wasn't going
Northern
to-
China or Southern China?
I did my regional research
Yeah, yeah.
before I went in and did. If you're going to do the noises, you've got to get them right.
Really? Don't do Southern Chinese. It's really offensive.
Mandarin's a tonal language, though, to be fair to Carl.
Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about?
It is, yeah.
You can't. No, but you. What do you know about Mandarin?
I know
Well,
it's a tonal language.
Oh my god!
Dan,
Get out!
the only reason he knows.
like
Are you on your phone? What's going on?
no,
How
the
do
only
you know
reason
that?
because I say so in my routine. That's where he
No,
got
no,
it
no,
from.
no,
Quite a
it's
common.
not.
That's quite a common. No.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
a
like in
common
China,
fact.
if they say quavers and then go quavers, they're totally different words.
No, but that's the,
Does that happen a
but that's
lot?
the same. Mate, that's the same in English.
No, it's not.
If your mum goes, "Do you want some quavers?" and she goes, "Do you want some quavers?" You'd be like,
No, that
"Something's
still
gone wrong
means,
there."
do you want some quavers,
Ah,
doesn't
right,
it?
okay.
In
Tonal
China,
language is
that might
tonal.
I
mean,
also think
the first one might mean like picture frame and the second one might mean donkey's arsehole.
Well, I feel like I don't know who I've been podcasting with all this time. Adam, the fucking font of all bullshit on this podcast. Yeah, actually, Mandarin's a tonal language.
Adam, Joe, you got picture frame from the
Jimmy, the rapey dolphin.
You got
Remember
picture
him?
frame from the picture frame next to you.
Yeah.
Where did you get donkey's arsehole
I
from?
was thinking about your man.
Oh, right.
Nice. Again, and that's not tonal, is it? You know? You're Mars asshole. Same thing, isn't it?
I love that that's a tone
means
to you.
hello.
as well.
Just more,
It's tonal.
just more people heard it.
I think it's absolutely. There must be a lot of confusion in China when they're all talking Mandarin and someone says it's slightly out of tone.
Yeah.
It's more like how like Scottish people use the word cunt.
Yeah.
So if it's like, you wee cunt, it's like that means I'm your friend. Like, you cunt. That means like run away.
Is
It's the
that
sa-
how it is?
That's the same word.
So there's
yeah.
not like one word that with a slightly different tone means like tablecloth and murderer.
No.
No.
As far as I understand it, no.
Imagine detectives using that.
We're looking for a cereal tablecloth. I'm sorry, what did you say?
So my mistake. My mistake.
Tablecloth.
Officer, your tone is way off.
So they're wasting our time. Someone's nicked his dining room set. No, they've killed his mother. Oh, that would explain the resources we've funneled at this.
Where? Tablecloth and murderer?
He just looks at things in the room.
He thinks the entire Chinese language is like Matt Damon in Team America. Just
Tablecloth. It's been a tablecloth.
Chewbacca. Yeah.
Oh my days. How is the fear element like? Not to go on about this, but you're
Yeah.
one of the few comments. What's like? It's obviously a bit of an away day, that sort of thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, did you get the fear, or you were like, "Fuck it, this is"?
No, I had a word with myself at Heathrow and was like, this probably will never happen again. And the only thing that could ruin it is if I'm like, ugh. So I was like, I am going to enjoy myself for the next week, and did.
Oh fuck! What a great.
Yeah, I'm not very good at doing that sort of thing, but I do remember sort of standing in a queue for the airplane and just being like rationalizing it, going, yeah, like this is like once in a lifetime thing. So you don't want your memory of being like, yeah, I shat myself a lot and my stomach hurt. You don't want that to be your takeaway.
Yeah.
And I'm quite a negative person. So like
It's difficult for me because they're my emotions like most days.
yeah,
actually.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. But like one of my overriding memories of my own wedding day is when my uncle took a picture after I'd asked him not to. So I tend to process things like that and stick it on the pinboard of my memory. Like there's very few like nice things in my head. So like I can, like, it was 5 years ago and I can see it. I'm actually getting angry thinking about it now, and I can literally picture it in a way that I can't picture my wife coming up the aisle. But like, so I tend to like take negative things and bank all that and slough away all the happy stuff. So it was like,
don't take a picture at a wedding? Hey, no.
I actually put it on the invitations.
Right.
It actually said like no pictures. I was like, look, I've paid that bloke £2,000 to take pro pictures. I don't want everyone looking and crossing different directions or loads of pictures of a load of dickheads looking at camera phones. So just put them away. And you can have the ones from the guy who's been paid.
I get that.
But like, yeah, it was really weird. My sister did that in like 2010. No one had a problem. We got married like 5 years later and the invitations went out because I just basically copied the idea of her. And the photographer was like, yeah, it's great. You're going to get like much, much better pictures. It's a really good thing to do. And we'll put them on the website and everyone can go again. But yeah, 5 years later, in 2015, sent the invitations out and people were ringing up going, yeah, but you don't mean that. Like, yeah, don't
Just get off your phone.
They're like, yeah, but you can't mean that. We have to take it. You know, then people were losing their fucking minds, and it was just like a 5-year difference between 2010, 11. People just go, yeah, of course, no problem at all, and people like panicking up, and going, what do you mean? It was like just that. Just
was it just? Am I being offensive that it's like that? Is that the 5 years that sort of mums got picture phones? Before that, they were on like definitely. A Nokia. Yeah. I don't know how to work these bigger ones. And then by 2015, they've got an iPhone.
You told me about that last week, and I think I'm going to do that for my wedding. No phones all day.
Get them things, the Chappelle thing, where you lock your phone away.
Yeah.
I can totally see him doing that and be like, Dave Chappelle did this during my wedding.
Like, you don't need your phone in the church. No. Or like, whatever. Just fucking put it away.
But yeah, having put that, my uncle then, it was the breaking of the rules, and he just went out, and I was just like, fucking, I can't stand it if people break rules.
If I was your missus, I'd get that, and I'm not. But if I was your missus, I'd get that picture and print it out just and frame it to piss you off.
It's not the picture; it's I can picture him. That's what's pissing me off. That's just.
How did he do it? You were like, "Don't do that," and he was like,
"No." He just went, "Hey," and then the two.
He's Chinese. It was tonal.
Yeah.
You said, "Don't take that pic," and he thought, "I don't want fruit salad."
Everyone, there's been a murder.
So super.
He's so ill, you're going to kill him. Look at the colour he's going.
The fucking Beecham's just kicked in on Adam.
Oh,
He's gone. Yes, that's not been a while.
See, there's no way I'll be able to remember this. It's a nice thing.
I think it's going to be a clip. You're going to be able to watch it whenever you want. Oh God.
I'll remember the 7 minutes I was standing by the door waiting for someone to come out. And then my take home for the day.
That's his fault.
It doesn't matter whose fault it is. It's just there now.
Are you going to be a bit of a madam on your wedding day? Are you going to be able to go with the
Groomzilla?
Because I having, we've worked together for a while. You're super chilled and diplomatic when you're like, I don't really give a shit. But as soon as you really have a strong opinion, it's like, no, you can't. Let's do it that way. How is that going to go with the wedding? Like, are you going to be able to be passive? Because you need to be.
I will let my bride have whatever day she wants, as long as it's not insane.
As long as after the dinner you get to do a 45 set.
Yeah.
Are you going to speak at your
tour show? Welcome. Phones in the yonder pockets.
Put the phones in the pouches. Adam's coming out. He doesn't want this.
Do a Chappelle bit.
Yeah.
Right. The thing about trans is
there's going to be a Patreon for the wedding. This is when some people have just sat there and Adam goes to a side room and all they can hear is the fun going in there.
Do you know how mental I am about Patreon? I was like, oh my God, a Patreon special. Adam's wedding. Okay.
The wedding video will be on Patreon. I think as long as I've had a bit of an input in the venue, I get a say in most of it. Why? And I get to be sound and be like, no, whatever you want, babe. As long as it's not like, oh, we're going to a pub in Birmingham. No, we're not doing that, are we? We're not. Oh, but I went to this pub when I was a little girl and I seen a wedding there of my auntie. I'm not asked. We're not going to a pub in Birmingham.
So if it's been a lifelong...
I'm not asked.
Yeah, why do you care if it's been a lifelong dream of hers? You're like, not that.
Oh, love.
Not that.
I'm sick of Scouse brides wanting to go to pubs in Birmingham. No more.
Hang on a minute. Are you engaged?
No.
Oh, right. So just,
No.
What flowers do you want, Adam?
I don't even know.
No, it's that Garrett. He's not engaged.
Right.
Oh, come on. Time's ticking on that.
I think maybe roses.
White roses, something nice and classy.
Yeah, white roses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see you in a white suit as well.
Yeah, play the bonquettes around the
Liverpool 1996 fucking cup final.
I think you should get Quality Street instead.
Hang on. Wait, guys. That's why we've got his mic on. 2 different types of chocolate in it. We were talking about flowers, the roses.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, no. Celebrations.
Oh, great. Let's just
It
pop
is a
that off.
celebration.
Yeah, that would be appropriate, yeah.
I think I'll be able to be quite chill. I'll be there early.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
But as the groom, all you have to do, you say yes a lot and show up when you're supposed to show up.
And then, you know,
What cake do you want?
Just not faint.
Yeah.
What cake
a
do you
Sarah Lee chocolate gateau.
Standing around getting furious with people taking pictures of you. It's like, motherfucker.
You want a gatto for your cake?
We had cheese. We had wheels of cheese.
Oh,
right?
yes.
Yeah,
Love
it was
that.
really, really good.
There's a specific... So when I was a kid... Iceland,
Wheels of cheese.
Yeah, like a massive
As the
brick-
cake.
As the cake, yeah. With the
So you
little
didn't have a cake. You just had. I've seen both.
had cheese, yeah.
Cheesecake?
We just had cheese. I don't like cake, so I didn't want one.
Do you know that other people do though?
Yeah, but fuck him, it's my wedding.
Have a
That was the
slice of cheese.
My mum wanted to make the cake, and I was like, no. And she was like, why not? I was like, because there's going to be no cake. She was like, it's a wedding. I was like, I don't like cake. So, like, my wedding and my birthday, no cake, don't like it. I find it irritating.
Wow.
I'm having Viennetta, me.
what I was about to say to you, when I was a kid, there's a cake that Iceland do for £1.
Yeah.
But it's branded by a company called Sarah Lee, and it's a double chocolate gateau, and that, with Elmy double cream on it, is honestly the best thing you'll ever taste in your life.
So just one of them or a few of them?
One small one of those at a wedding.
Garrett turns up with cheese. Sarah Lee, chocolate gateau, Elmley on a fucking love a wheel of cheese.
Yeah. He's just let Adam take it into another room going, this is the top tier of the Patreon. No cream for the guests.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I want.
My father-in-law did the cheese for my wife's sister's wedding that we met about 7 years ago, and literally a year later they got married, and his wedding gift was the cheese, because it's a thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The cheese course is a thing.
That is a thing.
So he spent, I think, close to £500 on cheese from all, like, there was
Where the fuck did you get that from?
a few hundred people at the wedding, and he because he built it up, and he's a chef, so he really built it up, and he spent a lot of money on some really expensive looking cheeses. He arranged it. It looked phenomenal, like the display at a cheese shop.
Yeah.
And then he sat maybe 40, 30 yards away from it, just like not right next to it, being like the cheese guy, but just close enough to see who was eating it. And then spent the evening fuming because no one fucking touched it. So he just had this £500 cheese display.
He's a fucking idiot. I'd have no gratitude for that. My favourite cheese is pre-grated red Leicester. If someone just got me like a bucket of that.
Don't ask Adam to buy you as a wedding present your cheese course. Right, loads of slices of dairy, Lee. Grated red, bit of mozzarella.
The
Whose
great
favourite
stuff,
cheese?
it's got all like powder on it. It's fucking horrible.
No, you can eat it from the bag when you're hungover as well. You can eat the day after. You know, you have to go and
You're
clean
worse
up.
than that advert for Cathedral City where the advert, they bring out a cheese board and it's just got one lump of cheddar. And everyone's like, ooh, lovely. It's like, it would fucking kick off anywhere. You've got a cheese board, like one lump of supermarket cheddar. You're like,
How can your favourite
really
cheese
pulled
be
out.
grated?
What do you mean? I just like eating it from the bag when I'm hungover, and I'm going to be hungover the day after. So I'll wake up, go to help them clean up, and I'll just be like, I'll take that bucket of cheese with me.
bucket.
Been nibbling on it while we're tidying up.
You're not tidying up after your wedding. Don't do tidy on fucking house.
What else are you having at the wedding? So we've got a bucket of grated red Leicester, a Sarah Lee. What's the main course? Someone's got spuds, baked potatoes.
A roast dinner actually would be great.
A roast.
Yeah, we'll get them to do it here from the conference centre.
My mate had a hog roast and it was great. Huge big pig on the thing.
Sexy.
It was great.
Yeah.
I don't think we should do a hog roast.
I think like
Too
the
fuckable.
day food roast dinner, but done to a really good, not like Toby Carvery, but like Limewood Farm in St. Helens, the other carvery.
Which is very easy to do for like 200 people.
Well, it's a carvery in it, so they've got experience of it. They know how to cater
You get
to
a carvery for your wedding. It's got a big hat coming
That'd
out.
be fucking amazing.
You're getting the hog roast and some grated red Leicester next to it.
I want the meat options. I want a big fucking turkey, some pork, some lamb, a joint of beef, and then you can fucking help yourself. A few roasties there, bit of cabbage.
Prawn cocktail to start.
Sounds fucking great.
It does, doesn't it?
It's annoyingly good.
Adam's getting married.
I want
in
a carvery.
Burnley Inn in the
Yeah, it's
80s.
basically Adam's having his wedding at a Ben Brazil where he just gets some guy going, do you want more meat? Everyone's just like in a fucking meat coma.
And then for the night time, I think just get like something delivered. Just get like the local Chinese to do a shitload of food and bring it down.
And Garrett can order it.
Oh,
Oh, God. Shall I have an interval, eh?
Let's have an interval. That was fantastic.
Wag wag lids, it's Dan. Hope you're enjoying today's episode. Do us a favor, if you're watching on YouTube, like the video, subscribe. If you're listening, follow us on all socials at Have a Word Pod. Tell a friend, do something, help spread the word. Also, I'm on tour next year. If you want to come and see me do stand up, get tickets at dannightingale.com. Appreciate you. You're a good egg. You're a good lid. Back to the episode.
Have you seen that Phil Collins is going to be in court?
Go on, what for, Adam?
Because it was claimed that he didn't brush his teeth or have a shower for a year, and he's accusing someone of slander because it's not true.
His ex-wife, yeah, who ran off with a toy boy and locked herself in his mansion. But he's been married to her twice. So he got married to her and broke up.
Fool me once.
Yeah. And then it came back. Although he was a big booze hound when they were together first, so which he admits in his biography, Not Dead Yet by Phil Collins, which is a cracking read. I was actually devastated.
That's why we got Garrett in, actually.
I was supposed to be
Phil Collins knowledge.
I was supposed to be going to see Phil Collins and Mike Rutherford and Tony Banks of Genesis at the O2 a couple of weeks ago. But COVID in the band, so they've rescheduled it to March. I was devastated.
So where's she gone? You never brush your fucking teeth.
In the press, she came out in the press and said, because she ran off with someone and locked herself in his house, and I think she was trying to like eBay some of his memorabilia. So he was really taking the piss.
He was denying it, wasn't he? And she was like, I can feel it in the air tonight.
Very good.
Carl.
You know, an absolute car crash phone today.
I don't take the mic.
Oh my God.
Carl,
I don't take the mic off him.
We can keep
He
doing
looked
this.
at me 30 seconds ago and went, watch this.
But Carl, she said, against all odds, take a look at me now.
Yeah.
I've brushed my teeth.
She's not a very easy lover, is she?
Bang!
Can't wait for your podcast to come out, guys.
Genesis are an excellent band, and he's a phenomenal solo artist.
Yeah. Did you know he was a Phil Collins fan?
No idea whatsoever.
Did you say no banter? Actually, I had tickets for 2 weeks ago, but he hadn't brushed his fucking teeth. Oh, amazing. Well. God, what have you been on today? Some absolute howlers. Comment. I thought it was fucking great because they are songs.
I appreciated it, mate.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing I like more than coming up to. I made the effort to come here, and you got the Phil Collins jokes lined up.
See that? I look after the guests.
Yeah.
I'd love to be so rich that my missus could bang a younger man in a house and lock herself in. I'd be like, I should do something about that. I can't be asked. Like that's how you know you're rich, when you're like, one of your 6 houses, your wife is fucking some young guy in, and you're like, 5 out of 6 isn't bad. You know? That's the level I'm trying to get to.
If you wanted the back, you could shout, come on, babe, grab your things. I've come to take you home.
Excellent marriage advice.
Do you know,
That's Peter Gabriel.
I knew exactly what had happened. What? It's just done a Peter
But he
Gabriel.
knows Phil Collins, doesn't he?
He does know Phil Collins.
He knows of him.
Grab your things, I've come to you. And everyone went,
Yeah.
maybe that's what Phil Collins would say.
Yeah, they were in a band together, so you're nearly right. It was so close to being good.
All right.
No, it's nearly right.
Oh, fucking grated cheese, boy. Hey, grab your things, I've come to see you home.
Peter?
Hey. Or he could say war. What is it good for? Which wouldn't make sense either.
It's against all odds that had happened.
Shut the fuck up.
Did you just Google that?
No, you've got to do them off the top of it. It's not.
I couldn't
proper.
remember anymore.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to be
many-
listening to the best of
so
Phil Collins
many
on the way home.
19-year-old lads who are like, lad, what the fuck are you talking about?
Do you remember?
What Phil Collins songs?
Bam.
Do you remember? Right, shut up.
That's a lyric from a song rather than a song title.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, don't know about that. Hang on.
Fire 4 minutes and 6 seconds. This.
Do you remember?
Oh, guys.
That's from In the Air Tonight.
No. Oh, yeah, you right.
Yeah.
Can I do a question?
Sure. It's not really for me to say. I guess to a question. It's your fucking podcast.
Luke Brown says, I've been talking to Jesus Luke Brown says, wag legs.
Legs?
Legs? I said it wrong then. I said it wrong.
Is he allowed to say wagwan? Has he Googled it?
No, Garrett.
Say wag
On his t-shirt.
Oh, he didn't.
Said wag.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. I saw that. I went to the
Do you
cinema
know why
the other
that's
day.
our
saw that.
catchphrase? Because someone wrote in trying to say wagwan, and they did a typo, and now we've put it on merch.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah. But the lad from the Google advert who says it and gets a cold reception is like, listen to have a word, there's a version for you. It'll be absolutely fine. Can I say wagwan? No, you can't, but you can say wag.
Yeah. And you've really got to pronounce the A and the wag. Okay. Wag lids. A local bar hosted their first comedy night. Big room, had a mixture of rows of seats or premium booths that they charged top dollar for. I didn't go, but I've heard the sound system failed and sounded like a supermarket tannoy. After a bit of playing, 2 comics walked out and the other 2 struggled through it after 2 hours of tinkering. The show was apparently a total shambles. But how would you have reacted to this? Would you have held on for the good of the night or would you have walked? Cheers, lids. Love the podcast. Keep it up. That's from Luke Brown.
Depends on the fee.
Yeah.
And
how much you needed it.
Yeah.
it's my least favourite thing, though, when it's like cunty crowds happen, shit bills are put together, awful venues can exist.
Yeah.
But for it to be like tannoy level of tech fuck up.
I remember
find
watching you get
awful.
really annoyed once at the Crown Hotel where Hot Water used to be based because the mic stopped working. And about 4 times in your 30-minute closing set, you're like, I want a mic. You couldn't even keep it in. You said it like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, well, you can't do it. Like, it's...
I felt bad for a second then, and you're like...
No. You were well within your rights. You were just like, this is not... And you were on last and everyone else had a mic. It just stopped working and they didn't have another mic or wire. And you're like, I want a fucking mic.
I did a gig on a boat in Cambodia and the whole setup just broke a couple of minutes into the set. And so I did it a cappella, but they all got their phones out and put the torches on their phones. So I got lit by torchlight and then just did it without a mic, and it was really cool.
Like you were singing Candle in the Wind.
Basically, yeah.
That sounds like
you
romantic.
You did a gig on a boat in Cambodia.
Yeah.
And that's like, and I cannot believe they didn't have a good tech setup.
Yeah, the tech setup.
They weren't even filming it. I mean, if you really want things to be shared on social media, guys, you need to record the sets.
What's your view of Cambodia, though? Because they do have electricity and stuff. And like they
Can barely see Cambodia from here.
No.
Should we do the voices again?
I got bollocked before. What's that?
He said, what's my view of
Yeah.
Cambodia?
And what?
No, Carl.
It's just classic
Carl,
stuff.
Carl, I don't think you understand. What he meant is, what's your opinion of Cambodia?
Oh,
I
right.
twisted it to be, what I can't
What you
see
can
it from
see,
here.
yeah.
Oh, read my tone right. Eat your quivers! Just for the audio listeners, Carl's got quavers on his desk. And no, I understand. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand they've got electricity, but
Well,
you know when you go to a pub in the UK and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, lights are hard. So there's lights on the walls. They're on.
Yeah.
And the mic is like, got one, but it's basically a fucking speak and spell.
It's a wireless thing, and it actually goes into the Bose speakers around the pub.
We've got the DJ who does weddings here on the weekend, and he's got his set up, so you're literally lit up by red, white,
Great stuff. Yeah.
The wedding disco lights.
And you're going to be spoilt for walk-on music. He's got 7 CDs. 7.
We're going to start the comedy after they've had the curry buffet, and when they've had that, you can have a plate of curry from the buffet, but only when they've finished. And please do help yourself to 1 post-mix drink from the bar.
How's your? What would you call it as a comic? When you're right. When you need the money, when you're making your way up, you will do the gigs.
Yeah.
Now, how are your? Like, it's almost like I could be a bit precious about that. I mean, like, if you've not given me a fucking mic, I can't do the gig. Like, I just did a gig recently, and it was a piece of shit, and it was clicking out. I still did the gig and everything.
Yeah.
How are you for sort of like having your madam moment?
I will do the gig. If I've booked for it and I've turned up, if it's 7 out of 10 badly put together and it's just not good, I'll do it and then just never work for that guy again. If it's 10 out of 10 bad and no effort's gone in and they're like, oh yeah, well, we're not going to turn the music off. We're just going to lower it down. You're going to stand in the corner and they don't really know comedy's on. I will just go, mate, I'm not fucking doing this and I'm getting off. If it's horrendous, fuck off.
Like,
Yeah, if it happened.
Have I ever got off?
Have you ever pulled a gig at the gig?
Nearly once. So this was maybe 7 or 8 years ago. And Adam Rushton booked me for a gig in Warrington. And I got to the venue and they had an A4 laminated bit of paper on like the front wall of the venue, which was like next to a shopping centre, right? And that was their marketing. They're like, we've had a poster up. And 2 people turned up, 2 who knew staff at the bar. And they were like, oh, this is horrible, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, we can't do a gig to 2 people, mate. Can we just get our money and go? And he's like, I'm not fucking paying you. You haven't done the gig. So I was about to go. And then I went, I will do the gig. And he's like, we'll go and do the gig then. So we did the gig to 2 people who didn't even look at us.
Yeah. I walked out. I didn't walk out. I got to a gig at, where XS Malarkey used to be in Manchester. And I think it's called the Cheshire Cat. And it's a student pub. This is how long ago Josh Jones, our very own Josh Jones, was doing the 10-minute open spot in the middle section. Someone had gone on in the first section, and then Josh Jones and another lad were doing 10 minutes each. So this is maybe 5 years ago, and I'd driven an hour to get there in a bit of a snowstorm. You know, one of those drives where you're like, ah, God, this is not ideal.
Yeah.
Snow's one of those things that it's just like it doesn't happen loads. But when it does, you're like, if you're going to fucking have a crash on the motorway, that's probably going to be one of the reasons. It's a ball ache when it's 150 quid on a Thursday. I got there and it was just a loud, busy student pub at this fucking end of January, and they were shouting, they were just on the piss, and I could see through them a stage with Josh Jones just struggling in front of about 14 people. And actually, those 14, 15, maybe even 20 people looked like they were there for the comedy. And Josh was just struggling. He was on again, like the PA that was all around the room. Yeah. And I just stood at the back and went, I'm not doing this gig. I'm not going on to just have to shout for half an hour. And while I was there maybe 25 minutes. I could, as pubs do, they get louder, don't they? As it gets a little bit busier. There was at least, on the mezzanine as well, 150 people that were just not watching the gig. They were just in their booze. They'd done the classic thing of, let's just set the gig up there, and it was free to walk in. It was a fucking nightmare, and I just didn't go.
It's good live comedy.
Is that in the Manchester Uni Halls?
No, it's just across from there. Just across from there, it's an old church. And the guy who was running it came over to find me and went, it's not great. I was like, mate, I can't go on. This isn't a gig. And he went, yeah, I know, I'm really sorry. And I wasn't going to get the fee because the venue wouldn't give me the money. But I was like, I'll lose the 150, which I needed. Yeah. And I was like, I cannot stand there and hate my existence for half an hour. Whilst there's something about being rejected by young people that makes it slightly harder as well. Students like, is this your life, mate? And you're like, yes.
Yes, yeah. And you have to drive home with it sitting in you.
Yeah,
if you do it, and you just, I think
skidded all the way home. Like, yeah. You might die tonight for no money, but you got your pride.
I just do it. There haven't been any that I don't do. I get in a bit of a sulk about it, but I do it. But now I've been doing comedy for a while. I know what flavour of disaster it's going to be. So when you see it, you're like, yeah, I know how this is going to go. So I can kind of see into the future and be like, yeah, I'm going to feel
like an oracle.
Yeah, I was like, I know what's going to happen. So the problem was like, the room, I know it looks a bit, but it really does work. You're like, nah, it fucking doesn't. Cool, I'll go and humiliate myself for 15, 20 minutes, and then I'll piss off. Because it's one of those things like, it's a pretty easy job that we do. Like, in terms of like, there are people who have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go to a place, and it's like horrible. And like 95% of the time, it's fucking awesome. So if you show up and you're like, yeah, it's going to be a shit eater tonight, but that's part of the deal. Just do it.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. There are, like, when recounting this, I can pull up one gig where I walked in and went, no, this is so bad, it's not doable. There's so many more gigs where I've walked into and gone, I'm going to eat my balls now.
So I did the most unplayable gig recently. So I performed to the 800 paras who did the evacuation of Kabul airport.
Who is booking your Cambodian riverboat gig fucking diary?
Yeah, I get to do all the plum.
Is that a double?
Yeah. It's like flying from Cambodia. Just nipped into Afghanistan.
800 paras.
800 paras who had just been through like the worst experience of just mopping up a war that everybody stopped giving a shit about like 5 years ago. And they're all like 17. So I got a call basically saying, so normally they'd go to do it in Cyprus. They do
decompression.
Decompression.
I've done it, yeah.
Right. So they couldn't go to Cyprus because Afghanistan was a red list country. So they got flown back to Colchester, and they were on a parade ground, which is basically like a car park. And they were all in COVID bubbles, which were made out of barriers from motorways, each with their own portaloo in this car park.
Oh, my God.
And there was no, you weren't lit. You were lit from behind, right, in a car park. And we were just going out, and the commanding officer was like, look, basically they've had the worst 10 days of their lives. The RAF have lost their luggage, so a lot of them are still in the clothes that they deployed to Afghanistan in. Don't make any jokes about it.
They're not allowed to go home at this point.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're basically locked.
12-hour flight, 11-hour flight?
Yeah, so they're locked in these little COVID bubbles with a portaloo, and they've given them like a slab of lager and a burger, and be like, don't worry, we've got a fat comedian who's going to come and do some observational stuff about life in Britain to a bunch of 17-year-olds who've literally just been in Afghanistan watching people being blown up by suicide bombers. And now like they don't have their clothes, they can't see their family, they're not allowed to be in Cyprus, they're in Colchester. And the guy was like, yeah, could you do 15 minutes? And there was a guy on with us who was a magician who had been a para, and he was like, right, have you got any filthy stuff, racist stuff? And I was like, go with that. I was like, I don't really have anything that they want.
Have you seen my Conan set though?
I do this
All right,
Chinese...
boys, welcome home. You think you saw Bombing last week? Wait till you see this.
Yeah. So I did a routine about how I've quit smoking recently, right? And so they charged the stage with a rolled up fag. And this guy like gave it to me, and I went, I haven't got a light. Someone else charged and lit the fag, and there was just 800 paras going, fucking smoke it. So I smoked it, and they're going, yeah. And then I said, look, guys, we're all really proud of what you've done and everything, and thanks. And they went, have a drink. And I was like, I haven't got a drink. And there was a pint near the mic stand, which the other act was going to do drink a yard of ale thing with. And they were like, it's a fucking pint by your feet. And I was like, I've got the car. And they were going, fucking drink it. So I was like, okay. So I downed it, and they all went mad. But that was 15 minutes of like, I don't think there will ever be a worse set of circumstances to try and do a gig in. And he'd come and be like, yeah.
Did you actually get away with any material?
Yeah. I did.
They basically wanted you to do that, and then you were sound.
Yeah, that, and then you could get away with a bit of material.
That could have gone.
Oh yeah, it
another way,
could have gone in two directions. Yeah.
Could you imagine if you were like, guys, I've done really well. I'm on nicotine patches, and I am driving. Please let me perform. That would have been horrific.
Yeah, you just wouldn't have got out of there. But I hadn't done a military gig. I used to...
You come back stinking of cigarettes and pissed, babe. I had to do it.
Yeah,
for the gig,
for my country. But then I got
for my country.
But then I got a letter from the commanding officer thanking me for my contribution to the operation of evacuating 15,000 British and Afghan personnel from. So I was like, it arrived, and I was like, I'm a fucking war hero. So I called up a mate of mine who's actually served in Afghanistan and went, did you get a letter? He was like, did I fuck? I was like, I got a letter. I'm a bloody war hero. It says like the name of the operation and stuff, and says, it's only due to the actions of people like you coming at the last minute to do things like that to keep the morale of the men that allows the British military to operate and stuff. And I was like, yeah.
It's mad how random the names.
Yeah.
It's mad how random the names of the operations are, aren't they? Like they always just like pick a word. Do you know what it was?
I can't remember, but...
It was like Operation Wheelbarrow, Sparrowhawk.
Right. Do you know that for a fact? Or you just...
I've seen...
He's read enough Andy McNabb novels to know.
We're getting people out of Kabul airport, and there will be executions on the airstrip. It's Operation Vanilla Slice. And we need to work on naming these operations. Adam, we need another name. Don't worry. Operation Bag of Quavers. Operation Tablecloth.
My mate showed me a T-shirt that members of the British military are getting printed up, and it's just a helicopter, and it says, Afghanistan, we were winning when I left. People just taking them up. Oh, jeez.
Well, you can make that joke as a veteran.
Yeah. I'm framing the letter. Someone, my daughter asked me, she'd be like, what's that? And I'll be like, Daddy doesn't like to talk about what he did during the war.
Yeah.
It's like, few are called, but, many are called, but few get called a cunt in a car park by 800
Few are called. There was two before me, Roger Monkhouse and Mike Gunn, but they weren't available.
Yeah, basically, yeah. There were more qualified people who said no.
What did you do in the war, Daddy? Tight 20.
Yeah. I got the fuck out of Dodge after 14 minutes. As soon as the watch started vibrating, I was like,
Do you know how much of a circuit comic I am in my head? Like, you said you're from Chelmsford and that was in Colchester, and I was like, well, it's relatively local.
it was pretty local. It was all right. I was home before 10.
Oh, nice. That's the worst gig ever. Home before 10. You're like,
Tim Fitzsimons was on. He sort of came on, and Tim said to me, I think we can both say that we got away with that. Like, going, yeah, that's the best you could have said about that. No one was assaulted.
Were you about to say no one died?
I might have been about to say no one died and thought that would be disrespectful.
No one died.
Yeah.
On that day.
Shall we
That's
do a have a
specific
word?
afternoon.
Because it's what the podcast is called, isn't it? The name of the podcast. So, how long we got? We've done a chunk, haven't we? We've got a couple in us. I'll give the
one or two.
Should we do guest choice? We've got these are the three, and you can help solve these people's problems. Okay, so we've got. Let's name them quickly. We've got first have a word is perv neighbour. Second have a word is aggro missus.
Right.
Third have a word is limp dick because of jazz cabbage. So which one would you...
Let's go for the marital advice, I think, because I feel,
Aggro missus?
Aggro missus, yeah.
Okay. This is from Anonymous because he's scared. Please, can you have a word with my bird? She's actually put brid. Please, can you have a word with my bread? Some of the spelling mistakes in our emails are amazing.
It might have been meant to be bride.
Please, can you have a word with my bread? I don't know why bread.
My bride.
Please can you have a word with my bird? She listens to the pod, and I'm hoping she'll take in what's being said here without kicking off. I love her to bits, and we've got a good thing going, but when she's had a few beers, she's an absolute nightmare for starting shit with random in boozers or takeaways. She struts like McGregor and is always getting into aggro situations that I think I'm expected to back her up on, but I don't want to get my head kicked in just because she can't wind her neck in. Any advice here would be appreciated.
Start hosting dinner parties, invite people you don't like, make the situation work for you.
Just fill her with wine.
Yeah, fill her with wine and be like, cunt this guy off.
People you're trying to get out of your lives that won't fuck off.
Yeah. Rent her out to complaints departments and stuff. You wanna really fucking ruin someone's day. Be like, right, you drink these 6 cans of special brew, and we're gonna wheel you into the offices of Virgin Media, and we're gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, I sympathise a little bit because Laura is weirdly confident of her. Like she thinks she's hard when she's had a few heavies.
Yeah.
Sam can be a bit spicy when she's had a drink.
Right.
Yeah.
She
can be a bit. Did you just call me Samantha?
Outside you?
You call me babe or something? What? Are you pissed off at me? Like, no, fuck off. And then 10 minutes later, she's like...
But she's not like... Does she think she can fight?
No.
Right.
Well, I don't know. Actually, there was that girl in the Jerry Cinnamon queue who, as soon as she was arguing with me and threatened me, Sam jumped in and was like, I'll fucking smash your fucking head in.
Yeah. I think that the girls often go a bit peacock big, don't they? They're like, I know how to deal with this. I'll go big and loud.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hope that people go, fucking hell, she looks like she really knows how to fight. I don't think Laura's ever swung a fucking fist.
Why can't this guy do the time-honoured thing with a woman being like, bar, of standing just out of our eye line and saying to the person who's doing, sorry about this, I'll just get her out, and them going, yeah, no problem, mate. It doesn't have to be any more than that. That's been going on for centuries, that move. Just in the back.
See, what I do when my missus starts fights with strangers, I do a similar thing. I stand just behind her, but I become a hype man. So she's like, you're a fucking slag, and I'm like, disrespectful. Say it again.
Yeah. You actually make it worse.
Let's go.
Say it again.
You guys are you're the talk of the local Weatherspoons.
He's very progressive, Adam. He doesn't fight for her, but he does hype her up. Very supportive. She got a jaw broke once, but...
I'll be like, ow!
Oh!
Ow!
No, she didn't.
Ow! She's making you look like a punk.
Christopher Walken.
Wow.
Hopefully don't do that if she starts a fight with some black people, because I think that might make it worse.
If I start doing
Whoa! What up?
if I start doing an accent associated with black people, they might get offended.
They'll find it very flattering, and it will diffuse the situation, as they'll say, he's,
So I'd have to pick a different accent.
Which accent I do?
The Chinese one.
Yes. That's respectful.
Was that northern or southern?
It's Cambodian.
Oh, what?
It's asking what happened to the
Oh my
electricity.
God, I'm going to knock you down the apples and pears.
The worst one would be Brummy for that, wouldn't it? It's disrespectful. It sounds like I'm just like correcting her. Don't do that, babe. It's
Oh
disrespectful.
no. Don't do that.
Oh, Garrett's got a good one.
Let's go.
Oh, come on. Why are you always embarrassing me? Come on.
Oh, Garrett.
Lost it at the end there.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Geordie's the best for it. How we? How we? Man.
You cannot punch a baby.
Or just stand behind her and be like, I've seen her do it. I've seen her do it. I just wouldn't. So listener to the podcast, I believe you're being asked by Anonymous to stop having a bloody good time because you can't diffuse social tension. I reckon you live your best life. You do whatever you want to do. And if that involves... Yeah.
In kebab shops.
Keep fighting in kebab shops. Line them up. Get the shots down you. And just speak your truths.
Do you imagine if she changed her ways completely? Like, I used to fight in takeaways, but now, because Garrett Millerick was on Have a Word, I just don't do that anymore.
I'm just at home with the Phil
No,
Collins record,
we need to-
chilling out, doing offensive Chinese voices.
We need to have a word with him. It's not her we're having a word with. It's him.
Yeah.
You got to let her fight. Don't be
You
like...
can't cage your breed.
If Laura... From before... if Laura started a proper fight, I'd be like, I am not getting my fucking head knocked in because you don't know how to wind your neck in when you're in a fucking
If it's with
takeaway.
other women, yeah, but if it's with a man, get involved.
Oh, is it, Carl?
You can't be fighting.
Well, the man should know that you don't, you don't meet aggression from ladies with aggression.
Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah.
The 1820s.
Well, quite.
I don't think you've been to a takeaway where Carl lives.
I probably haven't. He said, look, the lady is getting a bit out of sorts. Everybody just let her burn herself out, but just don't.
What kind of Jane Austen takeaways do you go? Dear sir, control your lady. She doth knock out the cheese in my chips.
She had said something questionable to the proprietor.
Dare you? You cad, you bounder. It's so West Derby when you're saying it out loud.
Pete.
No, I'd leave it to it, mate. Even if it was I'd be like, mate, she's caused it.
Go bigger than she does.
What?
Absolutely not. No. You can't do that because you definitely get your head kicked in there.
Fun though, innit? Like play bad cop, bad cop. Like she's going big, you go fucking massive.
Yeah.
And then she feels stupid and calm down.
Right. And then you're in
Oh,
the
well,
fight.
that's an idea. Yeah. Why don't you pre-drink and you do it to her? So before she gets all Larry, you do it and be like, see, that's what it's like.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Sounds healthy.
Start a fight with a load of women.
Or why don't you just break up because you both clearly got different ideas of fun?
Right. You two sound like a great invite.
You're absolutely incompatible.
One more. Shall we go Limp Dick Jazz Cabbage or Pervy Neighbour?
Stay, your call.
Stay.
Limp Dick Jazz Cabbage.
Okay, this is from
Finn.
Anon. This is from Finn. No, this is from a lady. It says, please keep me anonymous. Hi, Liz. Please can you have a word with my boyfriend for his affliction to jazz cabbage weed? Garrett. Weed.
Right, okay.
Or me for not being more understanding.
Right.
I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years now, and he's always been partial to the old weed. He's a British-born St. Lucian, so he's smoked since he was a teenager. I hadn't tried it before meeting him. We were both 23, but I like it on social occasions. What? I don't. What?
It's the baby's christening.
Yeah, who gets blazed up at a funeral? It's just for you, Grandad. We do it in St. Lucia. Since we have both moved to the big city and started our careers, he's smoking more and more. I've put this down to stress, but unfortunately it's starting to affect our sex life. I should mention that I'm very horny and will quite happily have sex every evening. I'm aware this could be a bit much for some people.
You horny bitch.
5 o'clock.
You.
Once a day? Woo!
Once I get my pudding in me. I'm aware this could be a bit much for some people. He isn't always up for it, but when he is, he only lasts a few minutes. He always says sorry and often slumps to his computer games. I do feel sorry for him.
Stop shagging him while he's on the fucking Xbox.
This means I don't currently. This means I don't currently during sex finished currently, and often need to finish the job myself. This can be a bit difficult to do discreetly when you live in a small flat. This has been going on for about 5 months. I Googled it, and it says this is common for those who smoke a lot of weed. I love him and want to help him, but honestly, I'm so disappointed by our sex life. So please, can you advise what to do, as I'm horny and annoyed? Big love to you all.
Annoyed.
Don't get different dick.
I mean...
Break up. You've clearly got different ideas of fun.
By the way, this isn't limp dick, is it?
No, he's got a hard dick. It just doesn't last long.
Disinterested dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stoned dick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
PlayStation dick.
Limp
Is
dick
it-
is
it's
not
not-
hard, isn't it? He can get hard.
He's just not asked.
He just doesn't want
he's
to.
lasting
He's lazy.
not very long
Yeah.
He's cheating on her.
You reckon?
Yeah.
with weed.
Yeah.
Hidden mistress.
There's nothing in that
Oh, yeah.
email makes me think he's cheating on her.
Mary Jane.
No,
What if
Carl-
it's the
Carl-
same couple? The first one we dealt with. It's like, I cannot deal with the aggro when she goes out. She's either fighting or fucking. I'm going to have a fucking spliff. I'm going to try and calm down. And they're both writing into the podcast to try and get advice. And we're just seeing the two different worlds. He's been punched out in a Weatherspoons. It's like, I just want to play FIFA and have a fucking joint. And she's like, fuck me.
He does sound a bit like there, doesn't he? As short sex then jumps on the Xbox or the PlayStation.
Yeah.
He needs to fucking pull his finger out, probably, doesn't he?
Literally.
Yeah.
Finish it off.
Put it up her ass.
I'm
Is there
so.
a Phil Collins song for that?
As soon as you get to this point, I just don't know how this gets sorted. If she's
Well,
23,
none of us
and
are qualified agony aunts. So
horny as fuck.
bunch of fucking idiots going, oh.
No, but if we did that for every email, there'd be no end to the podcast.
Right.
I just don't know, like, where this goes. Like, how does she not just go, look, if you can't stop smoking weed and bang me more, like, I wish I had this fucking problem. Like, it's just...
Well, this is quite a
Does
moving substance
she's-
abuse problem that's being couched in.
Right.
You know.
Why don't you swing with them?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She wants sex.
Ball made
Yeah,
head off
yeah,
while
yeah.
he plays COD.
Your missus wants to play the PlayStation?
She's always on about it, isn't she? That's the problem in our relationship. She wants to play Call of Duty and I want more sex, which I'm not allowed to talk about because this is a public episode. Love you, babe. Love you. She's going to cheat, isn't she? She's absolutely going to cheat.
Yeah, she's on the exit ramp there. of
I
that
didn't know
relationship.
weed fucked up your sex life, though. I didn't know that.
Well, it
I've
makes you
had-
want to do nothing, doesn't it?
Right.
So I think that's like all encompassing.
Never had an issue myself.
Yeah, absolute shagger, even when high.
Yeah.
Had a doobie, fucked a babe. Classic Finn.
That's me.
I haven't...
I don't smoke weed and I'm rubbish at sex, so it's like, you know,
Okay,
It's
good.
fine,
How are
yeah.
you at Call of Duty?
I can't play computer games.
Right.
What? Why?
What
Well, I
year
can,
were you?
it's
What
just-
year were you born, Garrett? Because I'm starting to think you're not of this era.
No, I'm not. I was, I was born in the 80s, but yeah, I would be more comfortable in other times. So, I find most things about life I don't really get on with. And I look at old pictures and go, I could have done that.
And I asked for it not to be taken.
Yeah.
Um,
And he stood there for hours.
mate, I think you got to say, look, I love you, but you got to stop smoking weed and fuck me. Which, if you're a guy and you cannot, something's majorly wrong. Like if your hot 23-year-old missus is like, stop smoking weed and stick your dick in me more.
Has he got the new PlayStation though?
Oh, yeah.
Because if he's like, you know,
It's a PS5, then
yeah, it's a PS5, then you're just like, no one's got one of those. He's
all right.
He'll get back to you.
Everyone's got a
Get back to-
23-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
PS5s are hot.
And you don't know if
yeah,
she's
yeah.
hot either.
Right. No.
But that
No,
is
I
for people
don't.
who like computer games. That's the
don't,
thing,
you're
isn't
right.
it? The new PS5 is exciting.
Yeah.
Have you got one?
I've got the Xbox.
Right.
The new Xbox.
Okay.
I just play it once Sam's gone to bed. Once we've done a good pounding.
Done a good
I just
pound.
watch YouTube videos of people fixing vintage furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After a good pound.
Do you actually watch that?
Yeah. I can't get enough of it. People,
Get enough.
I can't get enough.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Have you ever played on a PS5? Because I think it might blow your fucking mind.
I got a PS4 for a bit and didn't get on with it, so I sold it.
Right.
I find it like a film where I'm being asked to do too much. And I'm like, I'm sat here, you do it. And I'm not. So I got.
What a brilliant way! This is annoying.
It is annoying.
Get to the end of your own level.
It's absolutely annoying. Yeah. So I like Batman films. So someone's like, oh, I got the everyone's like the Batman games are great. And I was like, this isn't good. I don't want to be I want to watch Batman. I don't want to have to go and find the Joker myself. So I just ended up like not being able to be Batman very well for ages. And then it stressed me out.
Do you watch videos of what?
I like watching.
I've just got this image in my head of you playing like a Superman game and just staying in the office as Clark Kent. Be like, I don't care if people are dying. I've got an email to do.
Well, when I was a teacher, my mate's sister. Do you remember the original GTA with the top-down view?
Yeah.
Right. She would. His younger sister would be like, I want to go on the computer, and his mum was like, you have to let her have a go. So she'd get on, and she liked playing GTA, but what she liked to do is like a little driving simulator. She'd drive around, she'd stop at the traffic lights, and then when they went green, they'd move on. And her brother would be like, she's not doing any missions! And her mum's just like, she's enjoying it in her own way. And he was like, no! And she was just happy as Larry, just driving this little car around.
So cute.
Yeah, it's great.
It's so much more innocent than like, oh, I've beaten up a prostitute.
Yeah. She found a lot to enjoy in GTA. But yeah, no, I've tried to like computer games because they get good press and it's sort of thing like I feel like I should enjoy. But I find it more of an obligation. Like I bought this fucking stupid thing for 400 quid. I have to try and like it, and then in the end, it was just like, fuck it, I'm eBaying it. I've had enough of this.
I'm thinking about getting it. I want to get. I really loved golf games. Tiger Woods golf.
Yeah, the old Tiger Woods games.
Only
Just go and play golf.
No, because I
Go
can't
outside.
play golf.
He's not good at golf.
I'm not a member of a golf club.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Whereas, like, that's the when people go, "Are you a gamer?" I'm like, no. But then there was a bit of me that loved just.
They're very relaxing golf games.
Yeah, I quite liked it. What would be good for a golf? I don't need a PS5 for a golf game, do I?
No,
It's a bit too much.
Probably getting
hardware.
an Amiga or something.
An Amiga.
Yeah, one of the ones from when we were
Garrett,
younger.
what's your vice that you relax to then?
I don't really relax. Like it.
Spider.
I drive to gigs and I do gigs and then I come home and I quite like I like listening to music and I like going to
some music's then.
Yeah. So I've got quite a big record collection and I like the things you look at me and you go yes I like Pink Floyd and books about the Second World War.
Do you like whiskey?
I used to like whiskey, but I can't drink it anymore because it gives me very bad acid indigestion, and I got terrible gout during lockdown, so I can't have whiskey anymore.
What have you replaced whiskey with?
Nothing. Like it's just been taken off the menu, so I can't have whiskey anymore. I can't. So I just drink lager now. That's all I can. Like you and I the other night, we finished on a bourbon, and I couldn't finish it. 2 sips, and I feel like someone's stabbing me in the throat. So wow. Yeah, I can't. If I've developed an allergy, I used to really like coffee. I've developed an allergy to caffeine, so I can't have that anymore either.
How does the allergy manifest itself?
I get like really bad tunnel vision. It's like you get jitters off caffeine. It's like that, but like times 1,000. Very. Like my heart starts going, I think, even though I know why it's happening, I think like people are trying to kill me. My fight mechanism goes, I get like tunnel vision, I start shaking.
You've OD'd on caffeine.
I have. I started drinking coffee when I was 10. And
what the fuck?
I used to drink like about 12 cups of coffee a day.
What?
And then I...
in primary school?
Yeah, just coming out of primary school into secondary school.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah.
You must have been
what are your parents doing?
Yeah. So when I was
have a decaf, Garrett. Come on.
Yeah. So I used to drink a lot of coffee, and then started. You know how it happens as a gateway drug into Red Bull, and then you're having loads of Red Bull. And I started driving around being a comedian, and then coffee, Red Bulls all the time. And then about 2 years ago, just went no. Same thing with red wine. I used to drink a lot of red wine, and I just can't. I've had my lifetime quota in my 20s. So now if I have red wine, my knees hurt.
A robot.
I love it. Who the fuck is a 10-year-old addicted to caffeine?
Yeah.
These SATs are a bastard.
How old were you when you
Put
started
another pot
smoking?
on.
I was 19 when I started smoking.
I thought you were going to say 9 then.
No.
A year into smoking, I was like, do you know what? Coffee.
Have you got an addictive personality?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. That's fair. I do. I'm like, the Pringles thing. If I have one, I'll have a lot.
Yeah, I think every good comedian has got a problem with sort of moderation.
Yeah, because this is essentially, if you're a comedian, you are doing a hobby that got out of hand.
Yeah.
So no, that's
But
like
there's something in our wiring that makes us good at what we do, makes us want to do it. That is also like cannot be.
It was
sensible
really, it was
at those
really,
points.
really tantalizing during lockdown because I thought for a bit, I could do without this. Like I don't need this. And so that first lockdown one, I was like, maybe I'll go and do something else. And then I did one gig, and you were back, and they were like 3 meters apart, all wearing masks. And you're in a car park, and I was like, no, I need this. I need this. These little eyes just shaking, laughing when you're doing like 2-year-old material.
Doing 2-year-old material at a shit gig, and you still get like the rush,
of thing, and you go, yeah, it's
I'm a proper.
Where was
crackhead.
our first gig? It was the fake conference, wasn't it? In here.
Yeah. Conferences were legal. So we put a conference on this site. And it was
How to do comedy.
and it was taught through the medium of just doing stand-up comedy
Yeah.
Very
I was
in
clever.
the conference centre.
You would have made great smugglers back then.
I was one of the keynote speakers.
Yeah.
And I literally went, welcome to the comedy conference. And went,
There was a thing during the first break before we went to lockdown 2. So we got out and you were allowed to do various forms of crap gig. And then, like, I remember at the beginning, you go out and everybody's there, like, going, "We're out. This is so. Who gives a fuck if I'm wearing a mask and I have to order in an app and I'm sitting 5 miles away from everyone I know? It's just great." So you'd say anything and they'd be like, "Ha, ha, ha." And then I was doing a gig at the end of September and it was raining and they were all in coats in a marquee on the side of a pub, miles apart from, and you could see this rain just lashing down. Just went out and everyone was like, "Fuck this!" And I was like, "Oh, the honeymoon is over." People have got to
People
the
want buildings again now.
yeah. These
I think people are
have had
gigging.
enough.
A lot of the comedians I know are gigging too much because I think we've all got PTSD from when it was taken away.
Yeah,
I've
I'm gigging
spoken
way
to
too much.
so many comics who are like, "Oh man, I just keep saying yes to every gig."
Well,
because they've
this-
had it taken away and now they're like,
Yeah, Adam says to me at midnight, like, "Do you want to drive 4
Oh,
hours
yeah,
up to
shit,
Liverpool
you're
to have a
here."
chat with us?" And I'm like, yeah. absolutely. I've taken a day off to be with my 8-month-old daughter, but no, fuck it, I'm coming to Liverpool. I was in Liverpool literally days ago, and I've come. I'm up. Yeah. Let's fucking go. 5 hours sleep, allergy to caffeine. Let's go.
"You are the absolute proof of what I just said." Right. Well, thanks for coming in, man.
Oh,
Is
thanks
that
for
a
having me.
part? I mean, there's no resolution to those. That
No, ask him to shag and smoke less. And if he says no, go and shag someone else who smokes less.
Or admit that we're no longer in a lockdown situation. The marketplace is very huge. You have value. Go and find another partner.
Wow, sex economics.
Sexonomics. Seconomics.
Quavers.
I never got to tell you my story about the pig. Next time.
Oh my god.
Oh, teaser.
Next time on Have a Word.
Where can people find you online?
Oh God. Yeah, I've
You
got.
don't give a shit about any of this stuff, do you?
I've got accounts and things because you're sort of obliged to now. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I have a website, but I've got a couple of albums out, stand-up albums.
You have. And so Smile is great, but Sunflower is one of my favourite stand-up albums ever.
Oh, God bless
I
you.
love it.
We listened to a bit in here, didn't we?
We did a while back. And I've listened to it, like, it must be close to double figures. They're both on Spotify.
Yeah.
But if you want to take my advice, start with Sunflower.
Sunflower is the first. Yeah, is the first one, and then I just recorded a show that I'm going to put out on YouTube in a month of like a best of some new stuff, and then because I was panicked we were going to get locked down again, so I was like, right, I'm going to get all my best gear together. I'm going to record an hour just in case we get locked up.
Filmed
so
at
that's
the Pleasance.
Filmed at the Pleasance. So yeah, Garrett Millerick live at the Pleasance is going to come out in about a month, 6 weeks, something like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well,
But
we
I'm
will
on-
plug the shit out of that once it's out.
Great stuff. Yeah, I'll give you the link for the old show notes
Yep.
to the old Sunflower album. And yeah, thanks for having me, fellas.
Thanks very much. That is Garrett Millerick, ladies and gentlemen. The usual tidying up from me and Dan. We're both on tour. My tickets are at adamrowe.co.uk/shows. Dan, yours are at
DanNightingale.com.
there's shitloads of merch being sold at the minute. They are flying out constantly at haveawordpod.com. And as always, if you want an extra episode of this stuff every week, as well as all the past catalogue, all the bonus episodes we do, like on top of the extra episode you get a week, and early access to public episodes, patreon.com/haveawordpod. Come and join the nearly 7,000 people on there.
Oh, Jesus.
That's it. Just go about your lives. So we put another one out.
Cheers, Garrett. Megan.